Alongside these citizens, you see numerous humanoid constructs milling about, like I mentioned before. Several of them wield long firearms built into their arms, and others are as large as horses that can be seen carrying stacks of metal crates and pulling carts. By the number, instead of it just being one at a time, they can pull 2, 3. They even stack some on top of each other. Now, as you're looking over this town, something happens. You're just kind of looking it over. No one's really completely on alert. It's been a lot of traveling. You're kind of excited about the hag guy. Still thinking, shit, should we have got back for that day? Maybe we could have gotten our items back. Who knows what the GM wrote for that, but we chose not to.
Oh, the items! My items!
Oops. A voice calls out to you from nearby. Safe enough distance to where they weren't trying to sneak up on you to kill you, but far enough away where they could still get away, or at least do some harm based on what they are. What is said in this interaction? Maggie's character, finally, this whole freaking session, holy crap.
Oh god, I forgot what accent I was going to be starting.
We'll do any accent, it's fine. They're all terrible.
Alright. Whatever. Hello,
No,
mate.
that is true.
Oh, whatever. Hello, mate.
Oh no.
How do y'all doing?
Kill him now. Trust me.
I'll go back to the proper accent. Hey guys, what you guys doing over there?
Walking.
You guys look like you're not from here. Are you guys from out of town?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was observing you guys, and you guys don't blend in so well. You guys kind of stand out like a sore thumb, dude.
Dude.
Okay, we have to get over this. Every new party member condescends to the group when they join. It's not good for the work environment.
That's what everybody does in this nation. Hey, you look like you're shit at what you're doing. You need help?
Chances are you'll be dead in 2 days, so let's get over ourselves.
Alright, my name is Judas. What are all your guys' names?
Oh, you have a name.
No, who are you?
Me? Well, what I'm here for, strangers, is that I've been sent here to get rid of someone called the boss.
The boss.
I have yet to determine any decent intel on them, but I'm here to get rid of a certain someone.
Are you an assassin?
You can say that.
Okay.
You guys definitely seem like you're not from here, so I believe you're not under her influence.
We're also here to kill somebody.
Yes.
Is it the boss?
That depends if the boss is a HAG.
HAG. Yeah, dude. That's definitely the one.
Then you're speaking my language. What do you know?
Alrighty. Seems like you guys and I can probably work together on this.
Very well. If it advances Mistress Haldori's.
Wait. How do we know we can trust you?
How do you not trust me?
Yeah. I'm Manasa.
Grilgus
Shake.
shows his sword.
Nice to meet you, Manasseh. Nice to meet you, Grilgus.
Name's Riptide.
Riptide, nice to meet you.
Riptide.
Riptide. What kind of fighting style do you guys use? You guys seem formidable.
I'm a Gorgon. My hair attacks people. And just recently I developed the power to turn people to stone.
Okay, so she's a stoner. Okay. Grilgus.
I use my sword mostly to chop off my enemy's head, and if I stand really, really still, I turn invisible.
Oh, that's my bro. Okay. Spicy people. I like that. Riptar.
Shoot things.
Shooter. She's a shooter. Alright. Nice. as for myself, let's say I'm good with the shield, but also my hits are fatal.
Oh my god. One could say my attacks sweep.
I can sweep you off your feet, girl. Anyways, pleasure to meet you guys all. Hope you guys will not slow us down.
Slow us down. You're by yourself. It's us.
Sure.
He's an X-Blade.
I hope you can keep up with us.
Oh.
Me and my 5 Pokemon, I brought them all with me. I got Onyx.
Only
Geodude.
3 Pidgeys.
Bulbasaur.
But they're different Pidgeys, man. I trained one to know the tackle ability.
So at this point, can I use the Streetwise ability?
Streetwise.
To gather information.
That's what you did.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh wait, can we see Mikey's character?
Yeah, we never got to see it.
Yeah, I didn't get a description either.
Oh. Tall, about 6 feet tall.
Dark and
Has
handsome.
a beard, youngish. He's a human Dampier. Youngish, around 25 years old. Wears full plate armor, has a sword and a shield. He looks like he could beat someone up. Also, really fun at parties.
He can beat people up, but he looks like he's fun at parties.
He'll be your best wingman, and he's always got your front, but maybe not your back.
Good description.
I've seen the Twilight movies. He's got your back, too.
Brains and brawn, that's what he is.
Let's put that to the test. All right, Streetwise, let's do this.
You ready for a part?
Oh, also, I truly do not believe anyone here would likely willingly spill any information about whoever it is that you are here for. As such, you can't just walk into town, ask questions, and find person you are after easily. We need a plan, and I do not think walking the front door will do. I've been camping outside for about 3 days, and that's all the information that I was able to find out. Walking in would not be the wisest thing to do.
Everyone, I set Mikey up to say that to you specifically, just that descriptive. The town of Packhead poses a unique challenge for your party. Not all elements of an adventure can be resolved with force of arms and the sizzle of deadly magic. Sometimes, subtlety is required to circumvent foes or to accomplish a goal. A party needs to rely on improvisation and fast thinking to infiltrate a stronghold or organization to save the day. The Infiltration subsystem provides a framework for those adventures. We're going to be doing an infiltration mission in this. Infiltration will require your party to employ guile and subtlety to achieve one or more objectives without directly confronting your enemies. Should you draw too much attention, you might be attacked, arrested, thrown out, but in any case, ultimately blocked from accomplishing your goal. From what you heard from your ally here, likely the whole town's working in unison with this hag. So it's not as easily just going to the first person and go, hey, we need help, tell us where the hag's at. It's going to go back, and then you're going to have the entire town come down on you. So, for you guys to know who aren't aware, infiltration is fundamentally roleplay. Fundamentally. You each will narrate your character's actions in response to the situations around you. And the infiltration subsystem provides a pretty decent framework to measure your incremental success or incremental failure in your overall endeavor. An infiltration will take place over the course of multiple rounds or even longer. One round actually might encompass 10 minutes. It could even be a 1 hour. Or something completely different based on the story. It really depends on the situation. It may be several hours. You'll notice it as you start to hear your objectives and figure out about how long that kind of stuff will take. The infiltration of this place is in 4 phases. I'm going to type them up for you so they're always going to be available. Over here to the left.
Well, Grailgus has his work cut out for him.
Why? Because I'm wearing noisy armor? I'm not very stealthy.
Yeah, because your attitude.
I'm in the whole plate here. My ass ain't stealth anytime soon.
There we go. Do you guys see it over on the left? Those are the 4 phases. What they actually tell is a little bit different, but those are the overall arcing. Preparation. Before you enter the town, you know little to nothing about what's going on in there, including any allies of Decorosa. Decorosa? Yeah, that's Decorosia, who you're here for. Could be the boss. The boss could be somebody else, and then this person's in the mountains. Who knows? So, thus, you need to prepare. Plan in on how you aim to enter the town and move in about unnoticed or disguised and the like. How are you going to get in? What are you going to do once you're in? How are you going to stop anyone's eyes from falling upon you? That's the first phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second phase, well, now you're inside, right? The main objective is to do what? Find the fucking hag, right? Obviously. Your party can stick together or even split up to best use your own individual talents. Exploring the town while trying to avoid notice and learn more about Decorosia. Once your party overcomes this listed objective in this phase, you'll then pinpoint her location and complete Objective 1. Now, Objective 2. Once you locate her, you must get through the town to wherever she is, get into wherever she may be located if it's a larger location, or in the mountains like you have heard about, things like that. And then you got to confront her, obviously. Like the prior objective, your party must overcome the obstacle in this phase to reach her and fight her. Once you fight her, remember, the town's likely her ally based on what you're hearing. The whole town's going to come upon you, especially if you raise an alarm somehow. So it's unlikely your party can avoid attracting attention once you begin the fight with this hag. So you must get out of town before the entire population overwhelms you. That are the 4 objectives that you're trying to do in that situation. So this is how we're going to run this. So throughout these 4 phases, your party will accumulate something, which I'm going to put in another handout so you guys can kind of be aware of it. This is going to be your awareness points. I see that? Mm-hmm. You'll grab these. You're also going to get some stuff called edge points and infiltration points. I've had points twice. Infiltration points. There we go. Perfect. And you'll do this as you confront obstacles and discover opportunities. So, now, objectives. Obviously, we talked about them. To achieve them, your party must overcome a certain number of predetermined obstacles based on the route that you're taking. There are several, but they all won't happen. It's literally like 3 or 4 different routes to kind of help most parties take one of these 4 routes, typically, and then you'll kind of run into a couple of objectives in that time. Right? They are specific challenges that your group will face. Once you've overcome this required number of obstacles to reach the objective, we move on to the next objective. This might mean, though, some characters move on to the second objective and can start making progress towards it, but other characters are still trying to overcome obstacles. Let me give you an example, right? You got a rope of climbing, so that's really cool. So the example they give is, imagine your group trying to climb a wall, right? Well, 2 of you make it over, but the other 2 are still struggling to get the fuck over it because they're not trained in athletics. Well, 2 of you could wait and provide aid, or move on and start progressing further into the obstacle. Because more failures could lead to more awareness points. Now, while your party is pursuing objectives, you'll need to avoid notice. Now, it's not the avoid notice that you imagine. It's not always stealth checks. Awareness point is the measure to the extent in which you're aware, or people are aware of you, to the opposing party, right? This applies to your party as a whole. And as you gain them and they increase, the infiltration does and indeed become more difficult as the opposition begins to shore up its defense. If you generate too many awareness points, you'll be found out and the infiltration will fail altogether. So that's something to keep in mind of. So now, obstacles, I mentioned that, and I hate that I'm going over all this now, but this is important information for you guys. And again, I can always go back over it again in the future. Each obstacle has certain statistics to define how they work in play. Infiltration points, down here at the bottom, represents your progress towards overcoming an obstacle. Remember I mentioned there's several obstacles you need to overcome, like that climbing a wall. Typically it's 1 or 2, but sometimes challenging obstacles might require more. And you'll gain infiltration points in multiple ways, usually through a skill or a perception check, but other times another roll or even a spell or an item, so on and so forth. You overcome entry. It's listed for my obstacle. I can't tell you what they are, but it's kind of like in chases. There's an obstacle number, and it tells me how many points you need. Now, it's listed as 1 or 2 types, individual or group. For individual objectives, each one of you needs to obtain your own amount of points towards that goal to overcome it. If it's a group one, your entire group gets benefit no matter what. So, for example, if each of you are trying to scale a wall to earn points, right, you have to do that on your own, but you could work together to search for answers. Obviously, some people can help. I'll explain that in a bit. But let's assume that you guys are in a guild hall looking for clues. Well, you're all working together to find clues. And another example, if you're trying to get through a locked door, only one of you needs to unlock the door for your group number because everyone can then move through. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a particular PC can only ever overcome an individual objective only once during an objective. Likewise, the party can overcome a group objective only once. That matters because Manasa can't complete it, come back, and then show other people how to do it. That's not how that would work, and then get recompleted to add up to the group total. I guess that makes sense. Based on your party, ultimately, you wouldn't do something, then reset it, and then do it again, and then add more to your group total. If you've already succeeded fully. Mostly it's for individual activities.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something individually. So, on your turn, when we come across an obstacle, remember this is mostly a role-playing element. And the reason why I say that is because you guys will be talking amongst each other, coming up with stuff. I throw a problem at you. You guys will talk about it. And then when we're in rounds, the rounds, again, are like, over the course of an hour, how does your character handle this? Or over the course of 10 minutes, how's your character handle this? And you'll role-play what you do. We'll describe what you do to get past that current obstacle that I throw at you. Well, then we'll either attempt any required skill check or perform the required action if your choice doesn't have one. Like, it could be something as simple as just say that you do something, and I give you automatic success if you're clever enough, right? It determines how many infiltration points you get. Critical success is 2, success is 1. If you fail, you accrue an awareness point. If you fail, you get awareness points. And if you critically fail, you get 2. And the thing is, because you failed, you will still have to complete that obstacle. You're still stuck on it. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen like bank robbing missions where they had to dart around the corner at the right time and the camera will see them, imagine not having that happen. You get caught by the camera, you're still out in the middle of the hallway, you still haven't ducked around the corner, and you keep standing there and you fail again, or you're accruing multiple awareness points. Indeed.
So question about awareness points. Is it like a game over screen if you get too many awareness points and you try again, or is it just game over and we're screwed?
No. They're so aware that there's no way to infiltrate and get to them without being a problem. You have to wait a lot of time. There's a thing for it in this section specifically. I think you have to wait a few weeks. And then, like, when the pressure dies down, you can start over. And then you don't have to start all the way over. Like, if you've beaten Objective 1 and you found out where Decrosia is, you don't have to complete that objective anymore. You start over on Objective 2.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I get it.
Now, sometimes you might be stuck on an individual objective. Obviously, if you can't climb a wall, you can't climb a wall. So there are opportunities that will allow others to spend their turn helping others to overcome tricky obstacles. It's an opportunity. Essentially, once someone, like if Manasa climbs over the wall and succeeds, she now has access to an opportunity, something that she can do that will give you benefits. It's kind of like the aid action, but it's a little bit different. And those pop up a lot other times, too. It's not just someone else helping you. You could find aid in the town, or you could find items that might help you, or you might come across information, like a secret tunnel that will let you bypass 2 or 3 different obstacles, things like that. Opportunities come up sporadically. You can never count on them, but if you're clever enough or you roll well enough, sometimes you'll notice them. So, awareness points. They're the measure of your opposition's awareness towards you. It allows me to put pressure on and also ramp up the urgency, that the fact you guys can't just take your time in a way that you can't. Taking your time does help. What I mean more is the more foolhardy you are, the more mistakes you make, and the more kicking down doors that you do, the more aware of you the enemy becomes, and the more likelihood they're going to have so much defense that you guys can't hope to overcome it.
Or we need to figure out who this shroud is and to see if they're connected to the situation in any important way.
I think I like going after the shroud guy.
I say we should find the mayor.
Why?
That is the shroud guy.
It's what you want? Don't fight us on it.
All right. So how do you want to go about doing this?
let's go ask where is the mayor's building. Because obviously they don't like us talking about the boss. So let's talk about the mayor.
I really feel like there should be more ways than just asking the locals, because, you know.
It's my idea and I will stick to it.
Maybe there are signs around the area that could lead us, like, where is Mayor's house? What's his house going to be at?
Or we could just listen out to like rumors, maybe like in bars or something.
Yeah, I like listening out, spying on people's conversations too. There's no right answer to this, so it's.
Mm-hmm. I say let's listen out first, and if that doesn't work, we'll ask.
But just know, I think listening might arouse suspicions, because if you're spying on someone's words in real life, anyways, they're gonna be like, why are you being all nosy? You get me?
Mm-hmm. You know, we can use deception. We can, deceive them to look the other way. Don't look directly at them, of course. Go around a corner, Just listen. So yeah, GM, that's what we want to do.
I think I have no other ideas either.
So, my headphones died there for a brief moment. What is it? I know you're looking for the shroud, but how?
We're going to listen out for locations and people talking about where the shroud probably lives at or where they've seen him at mostly.
Okay. Not too many people oftentimes are walking the streets. The most things you see walking the streets are these automatons. So how would you like to do this?
Find a place where there's a lot of people. A bar.
And listen in. Oh, we can do that. I have something for that. Something pretty close.
Okay.
Cool. You guys get to a building, but don't want to just walk into it. It seems relatively packed. There's a lot of people in there. In close environments, you're going to have a lot of ears listening to you. But you could be close enough nearby a window, kind of listening in. And we're going to come to another objective. I say objective, another obstacle. So, during your investigations, you're listening out. You guys are talking. Try to hear for certain clues, because not anyone just walks around and goes, yeah, I love that the shroud lives at 323 Baker Street. Like, people don't just have conversations like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're listening for some time. And you think that some people are starting to wonder why you're just kind of loitering around. The obstacle is called caught snooping. You have been spotted during your investigation, and you must act quick or else garnish further attention towards your party. This is a group infiltration once again. You guys are getting lucky here, no individual ones.
Mm-hmm.
Perception, stealth, or thievery.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for stealth. Because, of course, I know how to keep. I'm the most capable of keeping a low profile.
Okay. I'll let you guys handle this, please.
Mm-hmm.
I will also stealth.
That is
Is it one person or multiple people?
It's one at a time.
Technically, it's in rounds. So
Oh, okay.
once he acts, he's got to wait to see how other people act. They can also choose not to do anything, which could be bad because, well, it's going to happen.
Does Grogus notice anybody staring at us or like eyeballing us?
Oh, yeah. There's like a group of people.
Okay. I will hunt prey the biggest guy in the room that's staring at us.
Wait.
Just in case.
What are you doing?
I'm not saying out. Remember, it's
undercover. This.
loud, but
yes.
Out of character. Don't you think that that's the opposite of what we're shooting?
Yeah.
Well, you guys wouldn't know he's doing this because this is a concentration.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally a mental activity here.
Oh, he's not.
I'm not saying it out loud.
Your direction when you're at the edge of this building, they look in your direction. Riptar, you kind of hug against some of the shadows, and then everybody's smokestack. But also follow suit does the same thing. You guys have both earned your party an awareness point or infiltration point.
Okay, that's good.
When he's with Riptar, Grilgus and Judas want to do.
I'll perceive, because you said perception, right?
Alright.
There you go.
You know, perception.
I'm looking stealth.
Okay.
Perception.
Looking about, you notice that there is some stuff nearby that looks like it could probably be handled, and quickly pick up some items that like you actually belong here, or even to cover your silhouette to make it look like you were just another dark object in the dark corner. Giving you guys your third infiltration point.
Okay.
A success for the group.
Oh, good.
Nice. We're good.
Okay.
Now, as you're doing this, and you pick up this item juice very quickly, and you hold it up in front of you, like just to break the silhouettes. 2 people are covered. That's enough of a group silhouette broken up. As I look down this hallway, the one guy's like, "Oh, it's probably nothing," and they move on. You've succeeded at avoiding this obstacle. And because you have, as you picked up this item, Judas, and you set it down carefully, 2 things happen. First, you notice that it was hiding something on top of a barrel, we'll say. It's a single vial of some sort of liquid forgotten on this dusty barrel.
Oh.
Second, you hear some information as you have completed your second obstacle of this objective. You do hear during the conversations nothing about the shroud at all. Oh, and of course, you guys go up an awareness point at the end of that round. But you do hear that Decrosia is working to mass produce 2 specific alchemical ingredients in one of her several factories. Which one is never mentioned. But there are several. You are on the right path to locating her location.
Nice.
I want both our crafters. Manasa, you're at least trained, right? You crafting, Manasa?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Alright, I want that rolled. So you would be so kind of Judas, you roll your crafting as well.
Okay.
I'll add this random dust-covered vial to your sheet.
Asher.
I trust Manasseh.
$27. What could this be? Taste it.
Oh, it's not for that. Unless you want to sit down and spend 10 minutes without the alchemical kit to figure out what this is. It's just a dust-covered vial. That's something else. Based on the conversations being heard when they talk about it, you are pretty sure, based on descriptions, the ingredients that she's mass-producing are brain grit and tremor-based.
Okay.
Okay, so we just have to find which of these factories are doing it.
Yes, alright, so.
Something else happens. Did you guys hear this at the end of the conversation? Another round gone, another awareness point earned. Something happens. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, this would be a good place I'll do this little bit of role play and we'll end it. Who are you and why are you walking my streets? A voice calls out to you from nearby, partially obscured by the building's corners at the end of the alleyway that you're standing at the other side of it. They're peeking just barely around a corner. You see a man who looks like a portly man. He's also got the same pale green flesh as all the other villagers. He's got his long claws, ichor dripping down them. He wears a top hat, though, and he wields a stout cane. His attire gives you an impression that he is from money, or that he is someone of a high society role. What do you say to this question? Who are you and why are you walking the streets?
Alright, Manassa.
Manasseh, you got it, girl.
Hunting prey.
We are playing Cards Consortium, and we're looking to make someone very rich.
You know that I work for the Cards Consortium, and that is not who you work for. Tell me the truth. In this instance, why are you here walking my streets? And who are you?
Oh, shit.
We're a different type of card consortium, remember?
Oh, yeah. In that
There's
case,
no such thing, my dear.
she'll rub the back of her head and she says, "All right, you caught us. We're here to kill the hack."
His eyes open wide immediately when you say that, and he begins to rub the top of his cane with both hands. I see. Might I suggest we have this conversation at my factory? He motions for you to follow him down the secluded alleyway behind him.
How do we know we can trust you?
You wish to openly speak of the hag in the streets with ears and eyes everywhere? You came here with a death wish? But for now, let us have this talk elsewhere. And he motions again towards the alley behind him.
Yes, please, lead the way.
Alright, Rugus follows Manasseh.
Manasseh follows, Grogus follows Riptar.
I'm going to follow too.
This man, as you're following it, is walking a little brisk for a portly man. Rounds a corner, losing line of sight on you guys for a moment. You come around the corner, you see him about halfway down the alley, and he's got a brisk pace, and he darts into an old abandoned building that looks like half the wall is missing, and he cuts the corner of an alleyway. He stops for a moment. Then you guys stop so you don't get too close. And you see a patrol of automatons go by. He walks around with you for enough time for a round to happen. As read for. You guys want to ask him anything as you're being escorted through these alleyways?
Why? Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. Everyone at one time. Let me hear that again.
Okay. Who are you?
Why are you helping us?
He puts a finger to his lips, pantomiming for you to remain quiet. For now, you could call me the Shroud. Save further introductions for later. He nods towards the next alleyway as he dives around the corner.
I was about to chop.
The Shroud, quotation marks, leads you to a 2-story warehouse along the poisoned river that winds through the town. Several wagons and carts are parked outside. This building is plainly the town's only shipping facility that you've seen, like import and export. Not really anyone working here at the moment, as you can see. He opens up one of the doors. A couple doors that slide like barn doors, ushers you inside, waits for you all to get inside, and closes the doors. Last who I am the Shroud. Was once an influential human merchant who, out of reverence to Norga, killed my name and buried it. As events would continue to have their way with me, I also died in a poisoning experiment, and then I rose again as this powerful Viralac, with a talent for necromancy, mind you. Beside that, I am one of the few truly independent voices in Paquette. I'm going to show you some more handout stuff. Now we have his full introduction. Everyone's immediately swinging at him. You guys like handouts here?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Oh, that is not at all what I thought he looked like.
I said a portly man with a top hat with a fucking stout cane.
I thought he was smaller, like a halfling, like, you know. You were doing a little cute voice, and I was like, oh, okay, he's probably.
I was trying to do like an upscale, like nobleman accent is what I was trying to do.
What cute voice were you hearing?
Oh well, little squeaky kind of. I thought he was, yeah.
I am one of the only truly independent, one of the few truly independent voices in the Kent. Remain an influential agent of the Carter's Consortium, and I'm the one who manages transportations of goods through and from the Kent. Consortium would never send anyone to this town to do any other work because work was already being done here. We have fallen in recent years. Extending our reach, it was a good cover because a lot of people don't understand that, but I do. Your cover, no good, doesn't work for people who are quite wise, and he taps his nose, which you can see is kind of missing there. His picture. I'm the only faction representative in the cat. They've never sent another one, and they never will. Now, so that you know, and the reason why I heard my name being whispered on lips, and also more Carter's Consortium walking about, it was passed very quickly in this town. And I know that the great factions have abandoned this dying town. So when I heard that more were showing up for great deals, I knew it was hogwash. So I started following you and realized what you were up to. Something shady until you told me exactly what it was. I didn't know you were up to until you told me. Now, you say that you wanted to kill the hag. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Afraid so.
Alright, I should let you know that I am not in charge of this town. I have no love for Decrosia, and I despair at Paquette's deteriorating state, but I've seen no way to improve the town's situation. Or my own, as it were. Or I would have taken over the town if I could, but Decrosia is very formidable. He sighs heavily before he tells you, look, Paquette was once a bustling factory town, more appropriate than Alkenstar. And Geb has ever been. It was incredible. Its technologically sophisticated assembly line churned out metal goods from domesticated items of kitchenware to armor and swords. Many of the implements of war are still used and yelled occasionally come from us. Now the town is a rusted-out shell of its former self, exporting only the simplest of wares, plows and silo pots and pans. Well, sure, our assembly lines are still maintained by the Carter's Consortium. They're just not pumping out high-grade items anymore. Become a supermart. If anyone knows what that is. Anyway, the rust hag Decrosia is the cause of this decline. for years, she uses the town as test subjects for her experiments of lethal poisons. She has cleverly concealed these experiments, hiding her poisons in industrial waste, the town's water supply, and other resources. And he looks to you, Manasa. Outside sources. It's a long game, a long con that has succeeded. However, Necrosia was overeager and poisoned the entire remaining mortal population. Many of the fallen rose a few days later as viral acts. In those intervening days, Necrosia seized control of the town. She has since made an alliance with the begrudging consortium representative in town, me. And also the undead dwarf foreman, Hucker. From what I've learned, Necrosia thought success with the poison would result in a large payment from some benefactor that she needed to keep Packhead running, but some failed test of some sort led her to improvise. All I've heard is that production on other fronts has died down, and their first field test failed. And then you guys would know that first field test was the test at Graders. So they have rushed to... They begin to rush. She's begun to improvise. And it is there he sighs and stopping his story short. Like he knows more, but he dares... Again, he's not really comfortable with saying the full story unless someone asks specifically, maybe. But last thing he says, she's had to improvise, and he looks worried, and he sighs heavily.
Well, we have some interesting news for you in regards to your situation. For one thing, you are half right. We're not necessarily a part of the Conservatives, but fortunately, we are technically working for Geb and its major factions, including your own. And thusly, we are definitely more indeed helping you in your particular time of need. Secondly, we are, as far as I'm aware from what the others have told me, under investigation regarding this taint that has been infecting Geb. We've already dealt with the two of the presumable hags that are infiltrating and destroying Geb. With this leading us here to this rust hag. Ultimately, the test that was in question, I wasn't there to witness, but from what they told me, indeed was failed and ultimately was very damning. We're right now trying to investigate where she is and when will be an optimal time to strike. Ultimately, when this is over, you can probably seize control of the community and do what you will.
Before any of that, everything you told me are things I know already. I know that there's a failed test here. I know, based on what you've told me, you're here to stop her. You've been giving me no other confidence, but look, I was assigned a good faith. I'm going to tell you what I know. Okay? And then you can go from there on what you decide to do. See,
Okay.
She tried to revitalize Paked by buying muskets and other guns from nearby Alkenstar, but she planned to aim them and pass them off as work of her own factories. On paper, she imports the firearms from Alkenstar, both to arm her followers and to resell as products from her own factories. Now this is a sure way to financial ruin, I am certain. The cost of buying and transporting firearms across the border makes them so expensive that only rich collectors would even be able to afford them. Decrosia doesn't have any sort of connections. All of this shows that Decrosia's desperation can keep floundering finances afloat. Her plan, like the town, is failing. She's getting desperate. You know anything about hags? They're quite vicious when they're desperate. Even more importantly, something recent has happened. I don't know what it is, but it's like she's aware of something. Something has happened that's got her spooked, and she's tightened security. She moves the factories all the time. I don't even know where she's at currently. And more strangely, I have noticed that Decrosia is shipping large quantities of inert alchemical components to someone in Axonwood. Which you guys know what that is. That's Iron Tavia. She was also shipping something to a lawyer in Saloshore. I thought it was peculiar. Then also a woman by the name of Nelma. Oh my god, these freaking names are going to be the end of my life.
Excuse me, sir. You're gonna have to write that one down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. I will, I sent it to you in a DM.
Ah, thank you.
Thelma.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nath Nelma at the Twilight.
Anathema. I'm just calling anathema. Anathema.
That's not anathema because it doesn't start with a. Oh, my. It's Nath Nelma at the Twilight Castro. Aside that, I regrettably know nothing else about that shipment. However, I know that this Nath Nelma pays the bills for all of it. I truthfully assume that she's in charge of this entire operation.
So she's the mysterious benefactor you talked about earlier?
She could be. I think that they are all working for someone else.
Oh, but she's
But
the one
this-
that pays the.
This person pays the bills, but they're all working under the guidance of someone else. That's my theory. This is what I know. I can see on your faces you don't know what the Twilight Castrum is.
Yeah, where is
Is this
that?
correct?
Definitely.
Oh, it's
Yes.
it's the necromancy school in Yeld.
In where on the map? Yeld. Right here.
Yep.
And we
The
are
necromancy.
currently where? Mekotar?
You're over here with the torch.
Where's the torch?
All the way
Oh.
to the, yeah.
Back there. Oh damn, we went far.
Oh, yeah, you've been everywhere.
We never been down to Mekotar though, right?
No, that's the capital again. Hell no. But that's where it's at.
Hmm.
Look, I'm rather inclined to trust you. Only because no one in their right damn mind would ever come into this town and openly say that they wish to murder a hag. It would get you killed. At least you said it to me and no one else, because things could have been going wrong. I'm an independent mind here. So, I would like to offer you lodging here at my warehouse for your duration of your infiltration or whatever it is you plan to do. I would also like to propose for you a deal.
Hmm.
Go on.
It was already mentioned once from your friend over here. If you get rid of Decrosia, you will have firm ally in Paquette's leadership, which would be me. It is always good to have someone of influence in one of Geb's factions, even one that has fallen on hard times, like the Good Carters Consortium. Yes, we are a lesser faction as of late. We are trying to get back to our great faction, Prosperity. In addition to that, I would also like to offer to pay you 250 gold after you dispose of the hag and meet with me afterwards.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait.
He spits Greenacre in his hand and reaches out to shake yours. He already said yes.
No, sorry. He's new here.
Real Gis,
How does it matter?
Real Gis, if you don't agree, you don't get any portion of the money.
No. Make it 253 gold, please.
What?
200.
No.
Why not?
250 is actually all I have to spend on this sort of endeavor.
Okay.
Can I sense him on? He's the mayor.
You
Can
know,
I sense him on?
ultimately, favor with any of the great factions, or even the lesser factions, is worth more weight than gold than you even can
I
imagine.
agree. Real
You
Gis.
people keep telling us that.
Trust
Thank
me,
you.
I am sure at some point the voice in the sky is going to understand and learn why that means something. And then he's going to go, holy shit, they messed up.
I am cool with the money. Let's keep the money. I'm good. 250. Guys, that's all.
Once your encounter with her starts, I do not doubt that all of Paquette will hear of it. So I will meet you outside of town at a safe location for both of us after it's all said and done. If you do not show up, I will assume something bad's happened to you and life will go on as normal. If you meet up with me, you'll get your reward, and I will move in and take control of the city, and we will be allies. The Shroud, the leader of the Carter Consortium in this town, not the leader of the Carter Consortium, but I will also be in charge of the city as it stands. Do we have an agreement?
Yes.
I vote yes.
I vote hell yes. Money.
Well, 3 extra gold would be nice, but fine.
A lead.
Yes.
Manasa, is Grogus normally this cheap?
Cheap.
Are you sure he's not a dwarf?
Ultimately, you should know that this amount of gold would have been a lot less, but because you lost a lot of items, your voice in the sky has increased it to make up the difference already.
That's very
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll take the deal.
Fantastic, he says with a slight smile. Then it is settled. You are welcome to use this warehouse for your stay and to plan your approach. I will also keep my ear to the ground for any opportunities that may interest you and let you know of them when I do, and if I do. It also tells you of a location outside of Paquette to meet him once the deed is done. So now you guys know where to meet him for your reward.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
I have a question. Will he also help in our escape, or we have to manually do it?
Probably have to manually do it.
I don't have a way to help you with that, but again, I'll keep an ear out for things, and maybe something will be learned in that manner.
Alright, thank you.
Yes. So is this a situation of he doesn't know us and we don't know him?
Pretty much.
That's how you make friends, though. You both know each other.
He knows that you're not Carter's consortium, but when he said you murdered the hag, he mentioned that no one in their right mind would just say that. So it's got to be true. So you're a means to an end for him, and he's a means to an end for you.
We both
Temporary
have
allies in a rough situation.
mutual goal.
Mutual goal.
The most important thing is that he won't go to the hag and be like, yo, those aren't cars.
Well, hold on. I do have to ask you a question. I'm wondering. I'm looking at all of you, and I'm not trying to offend anyone by any means, but do you have a plan? Like, what is your goals here?
Well, I was tasked to kill the big boss.
And that's Deck Rosa. Okay, cool. So you're just gonna just get down hunter and kill him.
No, we're gonna definitely infiltrate. We don't. We're looking for a way to figure out where she's located at.
We need to shut down those robots. There's
Oh, that's
Get
not
back
going to be
the
something you're
guard.
going to be able to do. There's too many for your numbers. And plus, they are a vital source of income and work for the town. So I would suggest against it.
she
Unless
has
you
some
have to
kind
defend
of
yourselves.
alarm. We're gonna disable that.
Yeah. We just gotta find the factory she's in.
You mentioned an escape, so I assume that you had some sort of plan. Is it simply as getting in and getting out, or do you have other steps?
Hey, data. We can't make bricks without
We have
clay.
Have you seen our uniform?
I mean, I did. Like I said, it's nice because no one really knows what's actually happening. But as a representative of the Conscious Consortium, I can tell you that it didn't work for me. Which means it likely won't work for Overseer Haka, and it won't work for Decrosia, should I say. Anyway, look, it might not be something immediate, but I think I might have something for you. If you plan to escape the town, I can only assume, which is what I was hoping that you would answer for me, that you're going to find her, kill her, and then just get the fuck away. Right? And of course, if you guys remember your objectives, that is Objective 1, find her. Objective 2, get to her, kill her. Objective 3, which is escaping. That's your goal.
Okay.
Well, that is the intended goal.
Look, I think that you might find this interesting, but to what degree I can only begin to guess. And he begins to tell you, as I mentioned, you're going to need to get out of town faster, because I know the whole town's going to begin to realize that something's wrong when your fight with her begins. I don't know how much time you'll have, or how long you'll have, or what is going to come down upon you when you start fighting her, but when you engage the boss, things are going to get wild. The 3 bridges that cross the river into central Phuket, one of them collapsed decades ago and lies in ruin. That's something that you guys saw with your perception check from before. Now, the second one suffered a partial collapse, but has only been salvaged by undead dwarves under the leadership of Supervisor Haka. The last bridge is fully functional, but on the other side of town and furthest away, direction-wise, from Amita, outside the town. What I mean is there's the good bridge that leads across the river on the other side of town, opposite of where we need to be meeting. But the bridge that is not fully stable is in the direction that you need to be traveling to meet up with me after all is said and done. To what degree you can use this information to, I do not know.
Repeat that one more time. It sounds like 3 bridges.
So could we
There are
set-
3 bridges, one collapsed a long time ago.
Okay.
The other 2 that cross the deadly river, one's on the other side of town and is in relatively good condition. The other one is partially collapsed, but has been recently salvaged by the undead dwarves under the leadership of Supervisor Haka. And it's in the direction that you need to travel in.
Ah, okay. So we have to cross the partial broken bridge of undead dwarf.
Well, it's more like that would be the fastest route. The safest route would be to take the well-conditioned.
More than that, well, you could also cover your escape.
There's no way we can meet you at the other spot?
No, well, the spot that I've picked out is going to be the safest for all of us. But if you decide to go out the other side of the city and all the way around it, you're going to put yourselves in a lot of harm's way. The most direct path to me is going to be the most safest. It also means you get out of town the fastest, which means you're going to likely run into less opposition. Now, I don't know what you could do in this situation. What I'm suggesting is covering your escape. And he's like looking to see if anyone's picking up on this.
Yeah, cover our tracks.
Do you know how?
To explode the collapsed bridge.
There you go. We've got some genius in the party. Drop the bridge behind you as you cross it. Anyone trying to chase you down is going to go all the way around the city through the good bridge to get to you unless they want to risk jumping into that god-awful river.
Okay.
Nice.
You just saved our life, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
He gives you a high five and you get cut by his claws and you die. New character from another. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we are visual and kinesthetic learners.
Yes.
Words are hard for us to understand.
Now, I should let you be aware that we've been talking for some time. I think I did well enough to get us through the alleyways so no one can see that we were traveling together. Be very careful. If I am aware that you're walking around the town, there's a decent chance that she does as well. So keep that in mind to get ready for more rounds of one more objective that you need completed in this objective 1 before you discover where she's at. One more obstacle, which is going to lead you to your first threshold and awareness points. Remember, every 5? Who knows what that means? Who knows what's going to happen? We will find out next week, as we just ended our session.
Yep.
I was in it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It is more of a roleplay thing. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Feels like a
It's
heist.
better. It is like a heist. That's exactly what it is. Infiltration is exactly a heist, but with heist, there's more steps, and you have a little bit more time to prepare because you know the target and you've got some time. There's not too much stuff going on here, but there's like one in Agents of Edgewatch. There's like a huge like heist.
Oh,
that
the
takes
bank
place.
one? The casino
The
one?
bank one is huge.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Huge. Cool, guys. Oh, the music just ended. Cool as that. Any
Awesome.
questions? Any concerns?
So we need to, once we finish this objective number 1, then we go to objective number 2, which is killing her.
Yeah, getting to her and then killing her. Yeah, objective 1 is finding her. So, and if you haven't guessed it yet, every time you've completed an objective, you've gotten a bit of information. You were able to determine the boss is dead person. The second time, she's building this up in a factory. She's got several, but literally only one's probably going to be the one that's actually pumping out stuff because not many factories are running. So then I bet you can assume, once you complete the last one, you're going to know which factory she's working out of.
And objective number 2, we infiltrate, and then we have to kill her at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that objective 2 is a boss fight, and 3 is escape, like the house thing. So it's like, oh great. That's what I'm assuming it is.
Expecting this time.
Yeah. We got the scene.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah, I think we can get this. We can do this. All we just have to do is just be really subtle, and we win it.
Yes.
So if you guys haven't guessed, meeting the Shroud is an opportunity, and it happens one in 2 ways. The first time you get 5 awareness points and you're kind of lost, which you almost got to. Like you could have done another objective and didn't really get anything earned. Or if you aim to seek out the Shroud, and because you actively were, allowed it to happen.
Oh, yay!
He comes to find you.
Are we actually doing good in terms of like our infiltration and awareness?
You haven't had to use any of your edge points. By the way, I did find out something. Because these are secret, you can't use hero points on them. But you'll know if you critically fail one of these checks because things go wrong, and that's what the edge points are for. They are the opportunity to do pseudo-hero points for certain things. Now, for example, the cover identity that you guys got for each of you, because if that could be that you critically failed, and they're very bad, and then if you use them, things could happen, or it could be a critical success, and you each have one. Who knows? That's what's fun about this. But you guys haven't failed any of your rolls, so that's something else to remember in your check so far. I forgot that only obstacles are hidden, but you guys did the what do they call it? The consequence? The complication, correct. That's not a hidden check. So when you guys are rolling those checks openly, we're doing that fine.
Okay.
So far you're doing okay. There hasn't been anything awful yet. Having someone with deception in your group mattered a lot because disguise has definitely helped you in for preparation. But so far, none of that's popped up. You've only had to do 2 things. But now the next check, you literally got to pick another source, another revenue of figuring out information. And we'll figure that out next time.
Okay.
There's like they print like
Thank you
7
for that,
obstacles.
though.
Yeah. They print 7 obstacles in part 1 here, and you guys have only handled 2 of them. So there's going to be probably 4 that you guys don't even see because it's based on the route that you guys take and what your choices are. It could be like, all right, so let's go invisible, start searching around, or let's go up high, search around, or let's pretend to be workers and go into one of the factories and ask around about Deck Rosa. Like, there's a lot of different things that could happen. They all kind of like focus on one. The one for snooping that you guys did is like if you're going into houses, like looking around at houses or trying to see if there's any information written down on anyone's desk or anything like that. I also ordered that you guys like listening in on the conversations, snooping around, and that's why those people might have noticed you. It's really cool how they've done this. And I took a lot of time to prepare this part, and I think that we'll finish this up next time, or at least finish up Objective 1 and then get to the end of Objective 2 next week. I would prefer us to be able to start on a fight with Deck Rosa or potential failure. But that said and done, good session. I'm excited to see where this goes. I love infiltrations. They're written very well. They kind of feel cool because it's not just always combat.
Yeah, man, I don't mind this.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a question. It's unrelated to this, so you guys could stay, leave. But deity boons and stuff. How do you give them out?
Already actually, bro.
I know, but I didn't hear the whole conversation.
Because I run Adventure Pass is written, most of the time when I give them out, it's already listed in the Adventure Path. Like the curse from Urgathoa, where you broke both statues or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, it already mentions it. I gotta think of one. There was one specifically to Gorum in Quest of the Frozen Flame. Like if you paid homage to the statue that was ruined, or you can only do it if you identified it with a religion check. If you paid homage to it, he'd give you a +1 for an entire day on your attack rolls on that next day. It was during the Hexploration stuff. You guys ended up skipping that statue, but it's little things like that.
Oh, okay.
And he even mentions it. They don't just give out boons all the time. It's got to be something specific. It's got to be good enough to warrant their attention, or at least to make them feel good. 80,000 people pass by a lithogram or something like that, old scripture written into the wall. You're the first person to come over and clean it so you can read it, and then when you read it, you understand what it is. Most of the time it's pay homage, or you restore it, or you take note, write it down, something. It's always something different that you would do that other people would do.
Mm-hmm.
And just give you a minor note. I don't know how to do it very well outside of how it's written, unless it's something incredible. If, like I mentioned from before, you've got this +3 major striking Durasame that you love. You realize that you love it Umade. You drop this amazing weapon to simply wield a generic short sword or a long sword because that's her favorite weapon. Mm-hmm. That's something that not many people just do. If you're willing to lay down your arms to uphold the weapon of her favor, to show her that she matters to you more than you matter to this weapon, it's honor bound in a way. And maybe she'll give you a minor boon for that. But little things like that can be how you can hand them out. More importantly, you actually will see more curses than you'll see boons, because curses could pop up more often. Now, it's not just slights, like if you just say, I hate Yamada, you won't get cursed. Because people say that all the damn time. There's literally villains in that woman out there. But now you do something else, you come across like a champion of Yamada, and you deface his armor or something, then you're probably going to get cursed. Because that's her champion, and you just defaced her in that way. Little things like that.
Okay.
For the most part, they're just written in the adventure. They're kind of powerful, and if you just spam them a lot, then they become less important. It's kind of like getting flowers every day. They don't become as important on Valentine's Day.
Right. Okay.
I would do it in rare occasions. If anything, something easier to do would be to throw an item in their path. In my Saturday campaign, I had a guy who worshipped Kata Kaelin, and he literally was playing a very brazen character who would take a swing. He would literally, because he knew it was bad, and Ruby Phoenix, action economy is very important for you two. He would spend an action just so he could chug from his stein. to pay homage to Cade and Caitlyn literally every match, no matter what it was. They were still on the island. Now, by the way, they teamed Cade. It wasn't because of that. But I was like, you know what? This guy is literally playing to Cade and Caitlyn. I'm going to give him something. So I put the Endless Mug in his path as a reward to show that I see that he's doing something really cool. So now he had a mug of Endless Ale.
Wow.
That's Cade and Caitlyn saying, hey, I appreciate you. Little thing like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you're going to be up for like maybe 10 more minutes.
I mean, I'm going to be up for a little bit.
See ya.
Yeah, I'll see you, buddy. See you next week, man.
Later, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I'm gonna call it early too. Good night,
I
guys.
really wish that Mikey didn't want to play Abomination Vaults of this group, because I think that would be a next best campaign to run here. Actually, if you're GMing it, you could actually play it, and it'd be no problem. It doesn't matter how much meta knowledge you have. It's so deadly of a campaign that you could prepare for everything, and it still not matter.
And plus you got us, so you know.
I went in blind, like, Strength Thousands was fun, but now that I don't literally blind, it's like, ooh, like, ooh.
Oh, it's a new feeling, but I can tell you right now that every DM runs it differently, and I know that you're probably going to make mistakes in Abomination Vaults because of how it's written. Because
I can't even learn on Foundry first off. That's a first thing.
That's gonna be bad. You should just run it on Roll20.
No, we don't. The guys don't really know how to like use Roll20 really well. So I'm like, okay, Foundry.
Well, I understand that, but I've played on Foundry, and Foundry is more complicated than Roll20. Especially the way you have to do macros, like the IFT bracket undead and then bracket again 1d6 positive.
Wait, they fixed it?
Like, no, they have the way they do their macros. You have to know them, and then it's really cool that you can select a target and roll a macro, and it auto applies damage and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I like
but
that.
Sometimes when people are trying to be creative and they make macros and they don't make them right, I have to go back as a GM and change the health balance and stuff. It requires a lot of extra work if they're done wrong. And if you type in the IFTs differently, for Foundry, it also is the same way for Fantasy Grounds. But Fantasy Grounds is huge, by the way. If I had to pick between the two, Fantasy Grounds is more complicated, but genius level mechanics. I roll Roll20. I wish I could do Foundry, but because I have so much already invested in Roll20, I can't change without spending even more money. That's why I would swap. I would move to Foundry because Foundry is officially, what do they call it? Unofficially, but officially licensed by Paizo. Paizo releases all their stuff directly to Foundry now. Roll20's got to have a department for it.
Yeah, but Foundry, you literally just PDF, you just literally just upload it and it's done.
Sort of. They don't do maps like that. You can update it, but it doesn't do anything for maps.
I've never GM'd or used. I'm the worst with computers, so I don't know how to do this. So I'm trying to find the easiest way, which is upload them. It's just working from there.
See, you upload the maps, it doesn't do the dynamic lighting, right?
Well, yeah, you had to put it in, of course.
That's why you have to get the module. Like, there's actual module support for Foundry for all of that. Like, you can get the Abomination Vaults module for it, and it does all the maps for you. Someone sat down and did all the dynamic lighting and the doors. And the biggest problem that comes from Abomination Vaults is it's fight after fight after fight after fight. And if they're not moderating their stuff very well, they're going to run into a rude awakening. Now, as written, and you won't know this unless you read all 3 books, there is an overarching impending doom. There absolutely is. And what I mean by that is there's a secret timer that the players have no idea is happening in the background. So they feel like they got some free time until shit starts getting real. Now, I worked on that a little bit more. By default, I think it starts at a 30-day timer, and 30 days comes up very quick for these people. It really does. I wrote another 30 days in. Because by default, after 30 days, shit goes crazy, but then it just says, okay, nothing happens. And if they're going very slow, like, you know what I'm talking about, there's a specific room that has a binder in it, and the binder kind of explains exactly what's happening. And it talks about, at full power, this can happen. And they can do it literally every minute. And it's bad. I'm like, well, I don't think it happens. It doesn't say that it immediately powers up after 30 days. I think it's better to say after 30 days you realize that it's almost there. You got another 30 days and you're done.
Gotcha. Well,
so I made it a 2-month thing, which means that it hurts their downtime. It also punishes anyone who wants to build into crafting. You do not want to do crafting in that campaign. Unless, mind you, you take on those new rules. Had I have had my old groups with the new complex crafting rules, they would have loved it at that point. Keep that in mind if anyone wants to do crafting. Now, I know that they're new players, but Abomination Vaults does require people to be very tactical. They need to know the system.
They're not necessarily new. Like, we played Pathfinder a couple of times together. They're actually the ones that showed me how to play Pathfinder.
Oh.
You get me?
They need to know tactics. They need to be very good at action economy.
They're more roleplay wise. They're very good at roleplay combat. They're like, but they're very like sandboxy roleplay type of people.
It's very combat heavy. There's barely any roleplay in that campaign.
Yeah, that's what
I feel like Strength of 1,000 would be the best option then.
Mikey, if you want, Mikey, I can actually send you my notes on it. I actually added roleplay for certain NPCs they run into because I thought like they were like cool NPCs, but they didn't do anything for. That makes it more intrigue because there should be more intrigue in that campaign, and there's not. You imagine there's a mystery, but about halfway through book one, maybe by the end of book one, you kind of all the players know what's happening, and there's no more intrigue. It's literally just face against the concrete wall until they beat it. So to add more intrigue kind of keeps the mystery involved. And I added a couple of bits of mystery into it.
If it's cool, can you send me the notes? Like via Discord or email or something like that?
I'll send you the link for my OneDrive and you can just look at it.
Okay, so thanks. Yeah. But they wanted something more combat based just because we played another homebrew Pathfinder. We'd switch off basically. The other friend's homebrew is very roleplay. It's like literally like 90% roleplay. So they wanted something more combat based and dungeoning.
When are you guys playing this?
It's gonna be probably in like I'd say March. No, not March. Sorry.
Well, what day? Like, when are you guys playing?
Oh, Fridays at 8:00.
Hey, are you playing online or are you playing in person?
We're playing online.
You should let me DM it for you. I don't do shit on Fridays. I'm bored.
Fridays 8:00 my time.
Okay, that'd be 9, 10, 11 my time. I can do that. I don't do shit Saturday.
No, but they're very. It's just more like a low key type of thing. You know what I mean? We have about 7 people already, so.
That's fine.
7, geez, wow. You told me 6 last time. I was like,
you're gonna have. If that's how many you're gonna run, is that counting you or without you?
Okay, my boyfriend.
And a lot of those hallways are 5-foot hallways. You're gonna have people doing nothing in rounds. It is rough. It is ready for 4 people, maybe 5.
I think there's 4 minimum. I think the max is like 6.
But I can just tell you, again, this is just my opinion. I know it's written for 4 people. 5 will make it easy. They'll just kind of go through it and feel heroic.
I was gonna do. I was just gonna make monsters Udi.
Oh, you're gonna kill your party.
They want me to kill them. They told me. I want to
if any of them has animal companions, if anyone plans to do anything like that, they're gonna have a bad time. I had a person with an animal companion, and as soon as you get a 5th player in some of those hallways, it's going to be a mess. Madhouse. There's going to be no room to move around. And of course, no one's going to really be putting points into acrobatics for diving through. You'll see. I had started with 5 in my first game ever, and one guy's like, I can't do anything. Every round he's rolling low on initiative. He doesn't get up into the fight, and he didn't do anything. It was literally like, I will delay to see if an opening happens because of the way the hallways are.
We have
it'll be like that.
And we've talked about character concepts. Let me see what they wanted to talk about. Have a psychic.
Ugh.
We have a champion.
Okay.
We have a what else? I think we had I think there was a.
I know that you guys are all doing it for free because it's a free day for me. I wouldn't do any charging for it, but I could run it for you guys and do it right if you wanted to play, Mikey. That's what I'm trying to say. If you wanted to play it,
I'm good on it. We're just trying to keep it low key. What do
you mean? What's this low key thing? You're trying to say I wouldn't run it low key?
Yeah,
no, literally the definition of them wanting to die is not low key, right?
Yeah, it's cool. Thanks for offering, Trevor. I think it's just. I think we have 5. I know my boyfriend for sure is going to play cleric because he likes being healer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think right now psychic, champion, cleric, a ranger, and then a swashbuckler. That's what I'm guessing they're going to make.
Okay. Sounds like there's 50-50 melee, in range.
Yeah, Yeah, so I feel good on it. I'm just gonna go hardcore and make it all elite.
This will be interesting. Cool. Can't wait to hear.
Trevor, do you think we're gonna die in Bloodlords?
I mean, yeah.
Again?
I don't think we are, because I think we're all literally like damaged. Like there's no healing.
What was your question again?
Do you think we're gonna die in Bloodlords? We're all literally damaged.
I don't think that you're going to die in this part. This is a good part for you guys. You have the right amount of skills for all things that are popping up. Now, because none of you guys succeeded at your check and no one can, if someone to see for cultism against a rust tag, you're going to come into some rough realizations pretty quickly in that fight. It's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not even fully prepared for it. Can you tell me if that worked for you?
Oh, give me one sec.
That link? Click it. Tell me what happens.
A script. And it's opening
if
on
you click that link, what happens? It's OneDrive. There should be 3 things there. Do you see that?
The heroes begin this adventure at first level. The heroes advance second level after clearing out most of the upper level.
So you're reading the first part then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So that's my information for me. That's just how I can keep track. Like every time it boots up at the top, so I can keep a mindset of.
Oh, is this the script that they gave you, or the script that you made?
Oh, this is the script I created.
Oh shit!
If you literally look at book 1, this is what I turned book 1 into. I even started with that poem, and then it's literally the girl that's speaking it to them, and then asking them for help, as you can see there, and then it scrolls down to A1 after they get done with the intro.
Oh, I like
and by default, the adventure path writes up with them arriving at A1. Like, that's how it starts. And I didn't like that. I liked them knowing why they're there.
Oh,
Personally.
dude, thank you. Can I save this?
Yeah, you can use this. I put a lot of work into it. But
Thank
it
you.
may not work for you, but some people, because it's the way I do my layouts, but if you look through, you'll see how it's set up. And it's very easy to search. But this is how I do my notes. And how many pages?
Low, moderate, all this stuff mean?
There?
I'm looking at the creatures as low. Oh, and the encounters. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look. Okay, I'll go to the first one and I'll tell you. A1, right? You see that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A1, it says damp entrance low 1. That's telling me that location is a low-level encounter for a first-level party.
Gotcha.
I don't work that. That just lets me know in case someone asks, but what was the ranking of that encounter? I look at the monsters. There are 3 -1 levels. So that would be 1, 0, so 2, 4, that's 60 XP. And I even put in brackets next to it, you can see 20 XP each, because this campaign is so good at doing XP per encounter. Do not do milestones. Milestones will ruin you, trust me.
Oh, so do XP? Well,
I would recommend it to the end of the day. This campaign it makes them feel like they want to full explore, and they need to because a lot of the items they get come from full exploring.
Question for XP: is it like in JRPGs where if a character is like unconscious, they don't get XP? Or
no,
is it
it's the party. It's party XP.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I was confused about that.
So like in that one, against those 3 midfields, there's 3 of them, and I even put 20 XP each. That's a 60 XP encounter. So if they beat that encounter,
don't do milestone,
I would do XP. I should have. I don't know if I did it through all 3 books, but I think I put all the XP in it. A lot of that, those are my notes for the location. A lot of it requires me to put a lot of improv in there, like how the bridge works with the slurp pond, making distractions. If they do it wrong. Here recently, I've been doing it differently. I've been putting all the monster character. I tab it in so the character sheets are offset from my notes, so I don't get blended. This is one of my older notes. This is one of the first few that I did in a new system that I've got. But those are how I like right now playing in Bloodlords. This is how my notes look. It's a little bit more clean now for Bloodlords, but this is everything that I've done. There is some stuff. It's not until the second book where I start adding a lot of interesting role play. But you can, if you scroll down a bit to 810, like you can even search 810, and then scroll down a bit. I even put after all my descriptions. Basically, what I usually do is I put it in a break after my descriptions of the room. I then put I hit enter, and then I'll break it up so like I know my role play starts differently. And I actually got role play for a Scrog in there because by default he just starts the attack. And I wanted role play with this guy. So things like that, this should help. I don't know how you do your notes. I know you said you never really GM'd before. This may give you some guidance.
I'm literally just gonna freeball and read the script they gave me.
If you're reading from the book, it's bad. I know this specific because I've tried that before. You also are fumbling because some things mention stuff later, and you need to put that in other locations. It might mention in A18 something about A10. Like it says, if the party's already visited A8, do not read this part, right? And then now you're fumbling. You have to fumble all the way back to A8 and go, oh shit, they already did see this. I already added that. So, for example, go to A11. You see, are you looking at A11 right now?
I was at A10, A11.
Look down there where I said I have enter. I put there in my bold print enter. When they enter it, that's what I read. But then I also put during daylight hours, during night hours.
Okay, gotcha.
Book doesn't do that for you. It lists it in a separate way of paragraphing it. I made it so it's easier for me to understand what's happening based on when they get there, right? So during night hours, at night, the bloodstained X as the hazard described below, so now I can read the description of it. A bloody image of a regal woman stated something, right?
I'll definitely keep this, for sure. Thanks, Trevor.
It's no problem. You'll see the role play later in book 2 involving the tiefling and the blacksmith. I added a lot.
I'm pretty sure it's going to take us like at least 2 years to finish book 1. Because Halloween plays in cycles. So, for example, we play three events. We play an adventure 3 times. Trying to kill a hag. Another one.
And let's hope this will be the last one.
One accident. Yeah, bro. We're trying to kill this ugly old lady hag thing.
Yo, bro. Did he say that in Greek? Are you Roman?
I'm a Southern Jew. I'm not Southern. I'm a surfer, bro. I'm like a frat boy.
Oh, okay. Surfer, bro. Gotcha. I was going to say howdy. Surf's up.
Howdy, bro.
Bogus, man. It's bogus.
Low-key, there's a lot of people in California that speak like that.
I believe it.
I believe it.
And would you believe there's nobody in Texas that talks like you did?
That's hard to believe. I don't know.
So how's everybody's week leading up to today? Good, I'm hoping.
Productive.
I went to Santa Clara for a PE conference. Fun.
It could be better.
I went to Comic-Con on Saturday.
Oh,
no way, in LA?
No, Annapolis.
did you get any ciggies? Any signatures?
Yes, I met one of my friends from 4 years ago, Midnight Designs. She does like a little bit of anime and stuff for Instagram and comics. So met her and it was pretty good. Took a picture and everything. I was dressed up as Wart from Over the Garden.
You need pictures. Pictures.
Okay, I'll send pictures in the chat. And I had a partner in crime. She didn't wear the elephant hat, but she had a shirt.
It was hot, but
It could have worked. I went full commitment on that hat. All she had to do was just, tie a teapot on her head.
What a teapot, cakes.
Let's see. Where's it at?
Who wants to do the recap today?
I nominate Chris.
I nominate Riptide.
You're the first to speak, so you do it, Mikey.
What are you eating right now?
Oh, that's a shame. Because you need to take a break.
I eat. I literally got off work. I'm hungry. Like, what do we do?
And we're hungry for a recap.
Riptar, Alex. Come on, you got it.
Let me reply.
Try it.
It's very good, very good.
So we got a picture.
Anybody?
I'm
Alright, fine. So, recap. The four amigos were on their way on their next adventure to hunt down the next sinister hag for which the name I forgot. And in the event, the most dangerous and daring adventure yet had to come upon them. A social interaction game that was also basically made into a infiltration quest. And in doing so, we have made some countless daring feats, including one of our members gaining access to safe locations temporarily for their knowledge of being here, including recon and including the interaction with the Shroud King himself, who has made us a deal in which if we are successful in our endeavors, will ultimately reward us greatly with retribution. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I think you did pretty good.
Any questions?
Yes. Brogus has a question. And that question is, Manasa, you've been here before?
That's right.
Because you never speak about it.
Poisoned the town's water supply, but don't spread that around.
Wow, devious. What made you want to do that?
I was hired to kill one man, and I figured the easiest thing to do was kill the entire town. I'll say no more than that. Let's just say the celebrants made me do it. So that's all I'll say about it.
I'll take that one now.
Scandalous.
Well, you guys are currently infiltrating. We've gotten a bit of steps into our objective here. Objective number 1. Technically, as mechanically speaking, your characters wouldn't know this, but you'll find the answer once you get to 3. You've met an unlikely ally, enemy of my enemy sort of thing within the town. Was that mentioned in the recap? The person?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They are here now. You're doing your thing. What'd you call me?
The Shroud.
The Shroud, that is correct. And we now have recently gotten permission to use one of his not sheds. God, what are they called? Warehouses as like your
Hidey ho?
well, it's a hideout, a place where you can plant things. Because when you go back and forth, you're not just if you're in the streets the whole time trying to find stuff, you become a bit more noticeable, right?
Doing some operations.
So you'll learn something, come back, discover what you have. If you have to split up, this is where you meet back up in X time, so on and so forth. This is where we are. You guys have just recently met up with him, and back in control of this weird mechanic thing they got called infiltration, trying to figure things out. Currently at 4 awareness points, things happen.
Yeah, I think we only need one more point in order to move on to the next stage, correct? Or one more objective point?
As far as you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was suggesting that we try to set the bridge up to collapse on our exit. So should we?
Well, no, it's already.
I agree with that. That's our only lead we have currently right now. I agree with Chris or with Manasseh.
Well,
Yo, Manasseh, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's the best option. Set up something, maybe bombs, dynamite, gunpowder. This is a gunpowder place. And we blow up the
We're not
bridge.
exactly to do that. I think it'll probably be in our best interest to, take the normal bridge, and then in our escape, we'll take the collapsing bridge.
The normal bridge is the opposite side of town. It would require you to run around essentially the circumference of the town to get to your location.
Well, I mean, yes, that's supposed to be the safest option for us to get there, and then when we escape, we'll take the collapsing one.
I think he means like we got to go run through the angry mob to get to the safe one. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, so we take the bad bridge, then we blow it behind us. So
Yeah,
we're gonna check it out to see if we can sabotage it.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Mhm.
Scoping out the area.
the explosion's going to be behind us. We're going to look so cool with our swords and weapons out.
No one look back. No one look back.
That's the key
Only
part.
cool people will walk away from explosions, but if you run, that's the worst.
Yeah, I'll take a 10-foot step instead of running.
This is me entering my stamps, and now this is me stepping 10 feet. Try to catch up.
It's on greater difficult terrain. obvious stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the out of character? What are we doing now?
Go to the bridge to figure out how to like the logistics of the bridge and what's the safest option and like how to blow it up and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought we can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess we gotta see how it's gonna collapse. So yeah, let's go check it out.
Well, how it's going to collapse is how you guys create it to collapse.
Explosions.
Do we see a lever or anything that we can use to like probably?
Oh, never.
Hey guys, don't worry. We repaired this bridge, but do not touch this single lever. This single lever will drop it all on top of everybody. Got it, boss. We will not touch this lever.
What is a Bowser castle?
If you press a button, it collapses, and when you take your finger off, the bridge just reassembles itself.
If it's a wooden bridge, maybe you can light it up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Can we check what's up with the bridge? What's it look like?
Now, what does the bridge look like?
Nasty, sickening rivers of that rainbow-colored hue. Like, it's bad. It's nasty. You probably don't even want to touch it.
Huh.
But who would like,
To touch it.
as your team, roll this check? It is a perception check. Remember, it ain't got to be who has the highest. It would be who you think in your party would be the one looking it over.
I think probably one of the
Like,
rangers,
Yeah,
knows something about
maybe.
traps.
Hmm. We only pick one, so Riptar, he can see the furthest.
Alright.
We got the same perception, I think.
22, you're okay with that?
Wait a second. Yes.
I'm gonna reset here points real quick. I'm gonna give Mikey one.
He only needs
Okay.
the one.
So you had heard that it even looked like it was recently repaired. And he had told you that the undead dwarf Supervisor Haka and his ratoon of people kind of gave it a repair enough to where it could be used. But you spot weaknesses in the bridge that was damaged in the past. You believe it would be easy to sabotage.
Well,
By...
this. What do you mean by?
Oh, I thought I was going to finish the sentence.
No, I mean, it's easy to sabotage. There's many different ways to sabotage something. It's just creative uses of it.
Okay. I feel like I could
How
feel it.
about okay? So example would be like unscrewing some screws, like disabling the foundation of it. Would that be like a sabotage we could do?
Is
It
it...
could be.
How is it?
Now-
Is it stone, wood? What is it made of?
Bits of metal, rusted metal, some old wood, things like that was further repaired. The bridge itself is made of stone.
Okay, so, gotcha. Concrete and stone. And I say we blow it up.
With what?
With what?
Gunpowder barrels. This is a gun place. And
And where would we get them?
And do you think they would be okay with us? having-
Dude, I love your smoke. I like to smoke you.
I think they will be okay.
I'm a thief if we need to try to procure stuff.
Yeah, and we got Manasa for that job.
Manasa, you would know they don't produce gunpowder here. If they have it, it'd probably be very rare. This is where they definitely just make metal stuff.
I did know that, yes. That's something you forgot.
I guess just dismantling it ahead of time. That way we just take off the screw and it all falls apart.
Is anyone good?
The smartest choice of it would be so it doesn't collapse under you. If you make it to where it'll collapse the next time someone crosses it, see what I'm saying? Like, when you go to cross it, it'll collapse for you. And if you set it to collapse, period, it could collapse on the next random patrol that goes over it.
Oh, true.
So you need to trigger a collapse.
Ooh,
Something like
Tie a
you
rope.
set it up to where, not even a tight rope, but you set it up to where it's very loose, but with a pull of a single string, it'll fall kind of thing. And you know where that hidden lever's at. As you cross the bridge, you pull it.
Ooh, I like that. Make my own hidden lever so I can be like, guys, let's go. Boom, boom.
You can even make it to where it's a tightrope kind of situation, and all you gotta do is cut the rope, and then it'll pull a strain from both sides, and you can use Riptar to trigger from a distance.
Guys, do you like that idea?
Break the bridge, tie it up, then tie a rope at the other end. As soon as we cross, we cut the rope, and the bridge falls.
Riptar can do that at a distance, so once we're safely across, Riptar aim at the rope and just...
And you're sure that it'll hold?
We need to test it out.
I mean, may I test it out?
We only have one chance of testing this out. I wouldn't say it's a good deal trying to test it.
Yeah, don't worry, you can. And when you see that it works, you just got to rebuild the bridge real quick.
Easy peasy.
How long will that take?
How long do you think it takes to build a bridge with no bridge building experience?
That's the Builders League.
100 years.
Whatever the case, this would be a secret crafting check.
I'll do crafting. I have good crafting, guys.
Okay, so we're doing this. Yes.
Yeah. Can you roll my crafting, please?
Oh, yeah.
Think of that.
Is Judas with the Builders League?
I am with the construction occultist. Have you checked if I am?
Yeah, it's for the Builders League.
I am. Yeah, with the Builders League.
Okay. You have crafted from what you believe is a decent, hopefully, rigged bridge to collapse, giving you an edge point that can be used only to escape the town and everyone uses a bridge.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
As for Judas.
And the ropes on the other end, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So we probably would just have to shoot it, or I just rip it apart.
Grilgus is gonna test it.
Don't test.
No. Not cut the rope. Just stand on the bridge.
Oh, gotcha.
If you fall in, I'm not saving you, buddy.
Hey, it's your fault.
As you stand on the bridge, doesn't collapse under your weight. It is rickety. It looks like it can hold some weight. You have essentially set up something to pull the keystone out, which without a keystone, even the strongest of bridges will fall. And that's what you've set up. But while you're up on the bridge, you have reached 5 awareness points. You've triggered a complication.
What? Okay.
These happen when you cross thresholds.
Okay. What was the
Be a good one.
Oh.
Okay. So we finally set up the trap. Now,
No.
how do we want to actually get to the hag?
Let's see. Looking through my notes that I wrote on my
They say she
hand.
cycles through factories, so we have to find out what her schedule is or something.
Not too far away from you, a pair of those clockwork riflers have arrived on the scene. There's like a police siren, like red light spinning in their head as they're pointing their rifles in your direction, Rufus.
Hunt.
You can either they are trying to eliminate you, thus creating unwanted attention, but in the event that you wanted to, oh no, that's avoiding accounted from a critical failure only. Okay. In this case, the clockwork riflers are showing up. Attack.
Okay, hunt prey the closest one.
Okay. Now,
Okay, so you big target.
All I did was just step on the bridge.
Bro,
They might think this is their mom or something.
you're a mystery, dude.
It's possible, yes.
Alright, let's see what you guys are made out of.
Don't you mean you?
who wants to?
Don't disappoint us, little man.
Mitchell, I am 6 feet tall, mind you. 25 years old.
Oh,
I'm at my prime, bro.
I'm
He's in
only.
his peak sexual years.
My NASA, if you would like to talk to me later, you could, but I don't give it up for free.
I guess he's into that kind of stuff. Huh?
I feel like Manasa is asexual.
Grilgus taps Riptar. We have company.
Riptar's up on the bridge with you.
Oh,
So
I'm
you
just on the
put him in
bridge.
to test it.
I love how you just
Wait.
teleported
Which
there
way?
with you.
Which way? Okay, so wait, are they on the other side of the bridge, or they're behind my
Probably.
allies that are not on the bridge? Which way?
You said you're only going by yourself.
Yeah, to test it out. I'm probably in the middle of the bridge. Okay, so they're
Good
coming.
news.
Mhm.
I don't have a good bridge map, so I'm trying to improvise real quick.
All right, take your time.
Gotta
No
figure
worries.
out what you gotta do.
Bathroom break. Whee!
Okay, hunt prey. Let's see here. They're coming for us. Stand my ground. Let's see how long this bridge lasts.
You do realize that they're actually trying to attack you, right?
They have rifles, Grilgus.
Oh yeah, so I should charge them. Good thinking.
Yes.
Every bridge that I'm finding like they're already collapsed.
Foreshadowing.
You know what? This looks okay.
I'm gonna say, you know what? The bridge collapses.
Does the bridge look shoddy?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
This bridge better look shot.
I hope it's not one lane.
I mean, it's obviously one lane.
Really? No, come on. A one lane bridge for like bikes and stuff? Nah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like probably good for like a cart or something.
It's
Okay.
just a tightrope.
Type.
Okay,
Ow! My finger.
let's very quickly make this map. I'm gonna let y'all watch the process while I do this. I just found a map of a bridge. I just hope it's not too fuzzy.
Ah, my eyes.
Well, I guess while we're busy, Sean, add a character.
Mhm.
It's gonna be kind of fuzzy.
Well,
So, again, what separates the freaking Zora people from the Lamatesha people?
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, hey, look. Let me focus on this first.
You're not even doing anything.
That is true. I'm thinking of my strategy.
What strategy?
Do I move up, or do I move up, or do I move back?
1, 2,
You're gonna do the exact same thing you do every time.
3. Let's see what happens here.
Not bad. Okay, no, not bad. That's a pretty good bridge.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit smaller of a grid, but
that parasail's kind of an ice.
Parasol. What?
oh, that's gonna be cropped off. I'm just building the map right now. So speaking, my cats are already going nuts. Love it. I just fed them, and now they're like, the one's bored is still one to play. I can guarantee you his brother is sleeping. Okay, that looks pretty good. So, measurement time. This will be good. We're about here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just have
What's
it.
up?
Half of 26 is 13.
can't wait to see Krogus just.
They're 135 away.
Krogus gets gunned down.
Well, you know what?
That was so epic.
Arrow after arrow.
Arrow. You know, I gotta say, it's cute that you think it's an arrow.
It's
1, 2. 2 more.
If it's not magic, hide.
Oh, shit.
Jeez.
Oof. Hey, Mikey and Kay, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
So let's just say someone tells you that, you know, they need something done urgently, right? And they tell you, and then they tell you you got a week until something bad happens.
Okay.
Now, do you question what it is, or do you just go along with
It depends who this person is talking to me. If it's a random person, I really like, screw you.
it? All right, it's the head priest
Of
your religion.
oh, if it's the head priest and it's a trusted person, then yeah, I would do it because I wouldn't want to mess with the god.
All right, and then he tells you, I don't know what it is, but it's something big, and I think it's a something.
If I were in your position and it's like this, and yeah, I'd probably do it just because it's a god, it's a priest, but it depends how much you trust this priest. If it's a reputable person, do it. If it's not reputable, don't do it.
Well, I mean, you've never seen this person before. It's basically you showed up in town one day after your god told you something bad is going to go down in this random place.
You guys want to see the art for these things?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you a cleric or what are you?
Oh, well, you're either a cleric or a paladin in this.
Can I have his gun, please? I want to play a Gunslinger so bad.
I want you to look at something.
I mean,
Look
he's
at
a
his
fighter.
chest and look at what's happening.
Oh, Huh.
You can have his gun. Absolutely. You
Probably.
don't have any gunpowder.
We could just steal
Well,
that from his
that's,
chest.
That's pretty funny.
I originally wanted to be an investigator with a gunslinger archetype.
So bad.
Not really, not really, because you can, what do you call it, devise a stratagem. So kind of like you can see the future.
Gun, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you're shooting once per round, so like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying,
It's perfect. If it's not 20, I would know. Hey, make it a critical hit.
Yeah, but I feel like it ends up being more like you're probably more like a shittier gunslinger rather than like you're just a better investigator, you know.
But
Wait, would it be an investigator going into gunslinger, or was it a gunslinger going to an investigator?
It was an investigator going to gunslinger, because I was going to use a Giselle, which you can use one-handed, so I can battle miss you guys, and also two-handed if I get a nat 20 on device. I can click on the
It's probably a pistol.
Sounds tight.
But alas, no more investigator. Now you got Judas Jameson. What's up?
I'm not gonna lie, Mikey.
Every round, your awareness bonus goes up.
Oh, every round? Oh shit.
Okay, that's bad.
All right, kill it quick.
Wait, every round what happened?
Every round,
awareness bonus go up.
Oh, okay.
Manassa, we're all.
I mean, yes, it's very concerning, but you know, I'm not that dramatic.
I don't know about that, but okay.
You mean this stealth operation that you want to be known? Gotcha.
I'm literally wearing noisy armor. Like,
wow, that makes it so helpful for everyone else who isn't wearing noisy armor.
All right, Manassa, Riptide, it's your job to go up because I'm slow as fuck. Literally, I only have 20 feet.
okay, I hunt prey the closest one already, so before they got here.
Okay. Well.
Yep.
Good news is you probably don't have your weapon drawn then.
Definitely not.
Oh yeah, that's probably true too.
My whole actions.
I did roll low.
There's 3 of them. What?
Okay, wait, there's 3 of them?
Oh wait, never mind. There's only 2.
That's that.
Hey, light them up.
You stress me out so much.
Say what?
Huh?
What?
I heard Mikey. What happened?
I said, Mikey, you stress me out so much.
Sorry, that's just in general.
Alright, let's do this.
Light them up, Grim.
Alright. Hunt prey, the one in the back. Equip my crossbow.
You do that.
And take a shot. Do this. That's a 24 hit.
Are you keeping it 24?
Yes.
It does hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Alright, that's
You
a
do
solid.
realize, you can tell even from here that not all the damage went through.
Damn automatons. Oh, hey. Oh my god, I just realized something. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Remember Henry?
Henry. What game?
From yesterday?
Yeah, remind me.
The robots. Security. 3 tiers of them.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the robots just remind me.
Manassa.
Manassa is going to ninja run right behind Grilgus. Put her hand on his shoulder like she's like giving him support. She's like, I got your back, but really she's taking cover behind him. Tiger stance with her third action.
Yes, I know you have my back. You're literally right behind me.
Alright. Sometimes it just seems like obvious things escape you, so just,
Nothing escapes me. Not even my weapon.
Do this.
Oh, Brewski. First action, take out my sword. Second action, take out my shield. Third action, stride 20 feet, because that's all I could do. Slow down, guys. I'm a little bit slow. Probably right here. Yeah, that's 20 feet.
Yes, you are. Oh my gosh.
I'm a heavy fighter.
This first one's going to take aim, and then you're going to see on that weapon The barrel looks like it starts to spin a little bit as it lets loose a shot at Grogus. Oh, indeed. See what happens. I'll have to wind up. I'll have to do that. Alright, Grogus, that's just a 30 to hit.
Just a 30, he says. That does hit, not crit.
Just a hit? Okay. It's 20 piercing damage. Alright.
Oof.
Ow.
Who's our new healer?
So it brings it up, shoots you, and it looks like 2 shots hit you at once. And then you're going to see that little vial open up, and it's going to start pouring something into the gun as the barrel spins again. That's all of its actions. Grogus.
Which one shot me?
The north one.
They're both north.
The one closest to you.
No, what?
Both north.
Both north. This one's south of you. Here's the horizon. This would be south.
In the sense that everything is.
Oh,
above
that you
the
meant.
equator, or vice versa.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the equator, I guess, could be right here. Are you saying they're both north? I don't.
Okay.
It's the one that you have hunt prey to.
Gotcha. Ah, it sucks. But you know what? We're not going to do anything standing here.
Really? You weren't planning on just steaming it?
Oh, yeah, wait.
Guys, I maximized the roll for the fatal trait. Had I have critically hit you for whatever reason, you would have taken 77 points of damage.
Jeez.
No, what? Is that what, deadly or something?
That's fatal. I rolled 33
fatal.
damage for the fatal, which would double to 66, and then
Jeez.
I nearly maxed it.
All right, so we're going to
right.
move up, and we're going to take a punch.
You double move and you're going to punch at it?
Yeah.
Okay?
Going to just punch at it.
Oh, you know, I have a better idea. Let me double move, draw my sword, and don't do anything.
You have a scraping.
Don't you have like Sun in Charge?
No,
That's fighter stuff.
I'm not a barbarian. For the last time.
All right, Kirk,
I know I act
someone
like one.
punches it. Let's see it.
Okay, I got you. No stalling.
Yeah, apparently punching.
Keeping.
And it misses. You go to swing at it, some of the steam kind of gets to your face. And this one's going to take a name at you and shoot you from here. Oof! Another 30, so I know it's not a crit. Another 20 points of damage.
Oof.
And then another set of reloads. Second round, awareness points goes up to 6.
Gotta get it out, guys. Go.
The sound of their muskets firing echoes across the city. And occasionally you can look even nearby, maybe a random villager will look in y'all's direction. Like, what was that noise?
Oh,
We're coming for you too.
I need to really get this out fast. Alright, take another shot against the guy in the back.
Reload, shoot.
Yes, reload, shoot. I'll keep the 21.
21 misses.
Oh.
And then I like to recall knowledge.
Go ahead. In this case, it'll be a crafting or arcana check.
God damn it. Agreed.
These are gnomes, like 2 gnomes standing one on top of the other on their shoulders in a robot suit.
You knew it.
Aim for the midsection. Manasa.
Alright, Manasa will move 50 to get flanking.
You said 50 to flank?
Mm-hmm. And I will attack him.
Okay.
Gorgon hair! 31.
31 is a hit.
Alright.
Same thing. You notice that it's a little resistant to your damage.
Okay. That's it for me.
It is.
2 actions to stride right there, 40 feet. I'm slow, guys. Last action, raise my steel shield.
Okay.
coming.
It'll be pretty funny if we kill them before you get here. Just saying.
That's why I like to be in the front of the pack.
These things are super smart, but I gotta figure out their plan. Measurement. Yeah. A double move to here, and then turn around and shoot Manasa, who just hit it.
Oh, disrupting strike.
Real Gris. Yes. Get
Uppercut.
it, buddy.
Ah, missed.
I got another 30. That is the third 12 I've rolled in a row.
I'll
You know
take
what their
it.
chance to hit is. 18 piercing.
Ow. Okay.
Purpose.
Killing me, Swans.
Real guess. Let's get this one.
You're probably right. Draw a weapon out.
Mm-hmm.
Move down. And... strike. Is it one-handed or two-handed?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Ooh,
Oh, wait, okay,
real
wait.
good.
Let me see here. I can probably hero point this one. It's the two-handed one. Hero point.
We are fighting a hag later, so.
Get all the bad rolls out if you can.
Wow, they do not.
Oh my
They
God.
do not want me to hit.
Damage.
It was like, no, actually I meant 19. You got
Instant.
Miss. It was his turn. Put it here and then shoot you purpose. $32 this time.
Oh, 32. Let me see. 32. Nope, not a critical. That's it.
Hey, only 13. Another awareness point. R.
Oh shit. This is bad. Alright. Take a shot at my hunted prey.
Yeah, can you mark which one's mine?
And I'm going to do a running reload.
Cool, thank you.
Yours is green, Burgess.
Oh, you can
But you
shoot
know
it
what?
again.
Wait, is mine's green? I thought that
Yours
was
is
purple.
purple.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do a running reload. I'm going to stride backwards.
Further into the city.
Oh, this is gonna get kind of awkward. I'll stride.
You can say that you do, and that's fine. You're just going to be further away from medicine checks and stuff, and it's not like you're out of the range for their gunfire.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine. And
So
then
you
I'll
do a
go-
running reload, then you shoot. You have one action left, and 32 is a hit. And yours is the blue one. You barely deal any damage.
And I reload again.
It is your turn, Manasa.
Alright, Manasa will step here. Yes, wow.
Mhm.
What long steps you have. She's got balance and growth.
Ah.
I did my best.
Hey, health is health. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. And that's me.
First action, I'm going to stride right here. Which one looks a little bit more hurt? The one that Riptide hit, or the one that Grilgus hit?
It's hard to tell with machines, but if you want to actually like figure it out, you can roll a perception check.
I'll pass on that. I will second action do a combat assessment. I'm gonna hit this guy because it's closer.
Okay.
Combat assessment. So let me roll first. A 26.
26 is a hit.
All right, and I guess I get a recall knowledge. Say crafting or
Arcana.
Can Lore
You
Master
also
work?
don't deal much damage.
Does
You can
Lore
do a Lore
Master?
Master. Yeah.
Okay, I got a question. My Lore Master's 11 and crafting's a 13. So what would be better for this roll?
Generally, in unspecified lore, it's 2 lower. They're down the same.
Are they the same? Okay, I'll do Lore Master.
Okay.
Hmm.
That would be a success. They're a variant of a clockwork soldier, essentially a construct. What do you want to know about them?
I'm gonna shoot for special abilities, like how to disable it.
Ooh. Okay, roll me a d4.
T4.
You believe, based on the fact that they have a little bit more pistons in their leg, and they could do a charge-like ability, which they could. They have sudden charge, essentially, with a bayonet on the end of their rifle.
Oh. You got a bayonet, guys. Watch out. Last action, raise my sturdy shield.
Alright. This one is going to move. It will move to here.
Can I do an attack opportunity with it?
If you want.
Yeah, I will. Probably a miss.
It is a miss. It will move to here. It will do a bayonet stab against you.
Okay.
35 to your flat foot.
Oh, that's a crit.
It has only 24 points of piercing damage.
Oh, guys, that hurts.
Mm.
And then it's going to spend 1 action to reload. Gross.
Striking twice and swinging.
And could you imagine fighting more of these things?
Come on. Yes.
It's a hit. A little bit more damage. Okay. I'm going to spend 2 actions to reload. And I'm going to shoot Grokus.
Any cover?
Only a 20. Only a 25.
Still hits.
No. It's in a position enough to where you're not really being covered by Judas. 23 damage.
Oof.
Another round. Tarts, back to you.
Well, alright. Another shot. Going to re-roll that.
Nice.
Reload, and then another shot. Not great.
They both miss.
Oh,
Okay, so we definitely know it's a 24 now.
Mm.
Alright, I will be back. I gotta use the restroom.
Awesome.
Okay, but Nasa don't know what she gonna do.
Link with it, please. Preferably right here.
Or it was closer.
Link with it too.
Oh wait, okay. I will use an action, move here, and then I will skirmishing strike to step here, and then attack. Well, I'm gonna reroll that.
You don't like crit cards?
Nice.
Just taking some beating.
Oh, did you add 2 because you're a sniper duel? Don't know if you have
I
it now.
get 2? Oh, 2 damage.
Yeah,
No,
2 damage.
Okay, so yeah, so it'd be
Riptard's shooting blue, by the way. But it's only if Riptar hits this one, then Manasa does bonus damage.
That's right.
It's not always.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then I would like to try to use the new item I got to see if it's vulnerable to. Probably not. It's construct.
Which new item?
The Gorgon tie.
How many
Ooh,
items?
that thingy.
Stony Hag Eye.
Hmm.
Oh, I can't find it.
It's 2 actions to activate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never mind. In that case, I will use the other Gorgon item I have. Just my hand.
Nice. Quick card.
Yes. Quick card.
I decided I do like crit cards.
Oh, okay. I'll pull out the one I was going to read you a second ago. It does a disease effect. These things are immune to it. You just get double damage. It's normal.
Bastard.
Yep, it would have been really nasty if it was a living creature. Let's see here. 23, 40, 41. This creature falls into a pile of debris, and it's gone.
Aww.
Nice.
Judas.
I'm gonna delay until Grilkus.
Okay. Rugus.
Okay. Smart move. Move here and knockdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yes.
God is good.
That is a hit, but a failure on a trip.
Oh, really? Oh.
And machines are built pretty hardy.
Mhm. Okay, now I'll do this.
Alright. First action step right here.
Mhm.
Last 2 actions, I'm gonna power attack it.
I am back.
Power attack. Let's see here. Well, pow.
Crit.
I will hero point that because I don't want that. 21 flanking.
Yes.
Dang.
Oh.
It's my turn.
It's going to do its bayonet charge.
Oh, did you say charge? Attack opportunity, Grogus.
I can't. Oh, my hunt prey.
Oh, you
He did not pray it.
Oh, I'll do it. That's a
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that damage is bad.
It's still standing.
But does it disrupt it?
No, you have to read attack opportunity. Only disrupts manipulate actions. Movement is not a manipulate. Literally, the only people who can interrupt movements is a monk would stand still.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, but it's flat-footed to everyone because of my crit specialization.
Perfect.
Bayonet attack into Grogus. 36. Uh-oh.
36 is a crit.
It's only 24. I rolled very low.
I'm still up. Okay. Nice one.
It's going to move.
Oh, crit card.
Oh, yeah.
Do something?
Oh, yeah.
Triple damage.
God.
Legs.
Oh, God, I freaking head chops off his legs if this was a movement ability. Slashing attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a +2 bonus to all attack rolls until the end of your next turn using the momentum of that strike.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is a new round. We are now up to 9 awareness points. That's very bad. We're almost at another threshold. Could more
Easy
things
peasy.
show up?
Nah, we
Tar.
Okay, let's try this again.
It's flat-footed to you, buddy. So
That's it. Yep. All right. Taking a shot. Does a 22 do it with the flat foot?
It does.
Nice.
Mm.
All right, and then a
Still
running,
standing.
and then a running reload back to my original position to take another shot.
Last round you did a shoot, reload, shoot. So this round you had to have reloaded first, shoot,
Then running
and then
reload.
reload again. Yep.
All right, that's fine.
Enough
That's
that.
it.
Alright, Nasa will hit. Round 2. jump in the air. Her hair will fly out towards it. Just get a crit again. Why not? Okay, that's bad. Alright, that's me. Well, anyway, we should probably kill this thing before we get to
Okay, I got 25. Hunt prey this target.
I'm gonna reroll it. I'm gonna reroll it.
Oh, you rolled it. Okay.
You rerolled it? You had to one and you ended it. That's it. You had 3 health left.
Nice.
Nice.
No more new rounds of awareness. But a lot of people look in this direction. She gotta get off the bridge.
Okay, we need a rendezvous.
Yep. The test is over with the bridge.
Let's go.
Action is done.
Real guess you're not looking too good, buddy. You look
Kind of dead.
Alive.
And this is where it gets interesting.
Oh.
I don't like when you use those words. Always means death.
Awareness can be tracked based on how long you guys stay down. I'm assuming you're headed back to the warehouse.
Yeah.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Continue, Miss Hunt.
Alright, we good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone wanted to patch up our wounds real quick.
Mm,
Once we're in the safe house, of course.
Hmm.
yes.
Here's the real question. Who amongst your team has continual recovery?
Good question.
The answer is no one.
Oh my gosh.
This is
No
going
one's
to
a
take
medic.
some time to full heal everybody. Unless you start downing potions and stuff.
Hmm.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Is anybody expert in medicine?
No.
Nope.
Well, I do have insurance.
I am trained.
Well, good God that you're gonna heal and like take 10 hours to do so.
Ah, yes. That's the plan. Because I'm the only one who can do
Well,
it.
trained, but
So, what is it? 2d8? Plus
I
what?
guess so, yeah.
D8. Yep.
It's going to take a while.
Yes, it is.
Loving that insurance.
Oh. Get ahead of yourself there.
Oof.
He's still just rolling. Who are you healing?
I'm healing myself.
You know that it's an hour, right? Between heals, because you don't have continual recovery.
Yeah, I know.
So you're going to take some serious downtime here.
You're gonna take like what?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Do you guys have another plan? This is going to take me a while.
I mean, I thought one of you guys would have healing at least.
I do.
A more, what's the word? A more reliable time to healing, dude.
We did, but she insisted on staying a statue.
Yeah. So,
I think I have one healing potion. I think Grovy's also had a potion.
let me see.
I have one less for life. I think.
I have breathing. Yep, 1 elixir and 1 minor. Just in case.
I guess just stay behind me. I'll protect you, buddy.
Nah, how many days do we have until?
We don't really know. We're just trying to do it as fast as possible. There's no real time to.
I'm just gonna stitch myself up. If that's all right with you.
Can we buy stuff?
Well, in any case, let's talk about how we're going to actually get to the hag.
Okay, you guys do that. I'll stitch myself up.
Alright. I guess for the next part, what we could do, maybe,
Did you re-roll that one medicine?
No, I'm just using insurance. I'm just clicking medicine.
Okay. You don't have to click it if you're doing insurance then. You just roll the 2d8. But I see what you're doing.
Okay.
Well, On his first medicine that he uses, I'll go ahead and medicine myself with him too.
Okay. That's 40. That's 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Oh, 4. During that time, your awareness has gone up a little bit. The next threshold is triggered. The DCs of all skills. Any checks for any obstacles and complications or anything else is increased by 1.
Oh, thanks.
Yo, Manasseh, can you like touch me a little bit too and heal me, dude?
Please.
Sure. On Grugus' second hour, I heal you for 2d8.
Mm-hmm. And Reptar, can you heal?
Sure. Let me try my hand in it.
Awesome.
So,
you heal Manias for
yeah,
4 hours,
awesome,
and I don't like
girl.
roll.
No, you don't understand, Grogus. Treat wounds is a global immunity. When you do it to yourself, you're immune to everyone's treat wounds.
Yeah, for an hour.
Yeah, but then you treated yourself 4 hours in a row.
Yeah, no, I'm telling Riptar, can you help Manasa while she's treating Judas?
Manasa treated Judas in the second 20 minutes.
Okay.
It doesn't take an hour to do treat wounds. You're just immune. So she spent 10 minutes healing herself and then 10 minutes healing Judas.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're trying to use all this 4 hours so everybody can do 4 hours of things.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys use your 4 hours, and we'll see what happens after that.
Also, you can hit yourself again and Judas again if you wanted.
Okay, this is me. This is Judas.
Ow, girl.
Do I use my last hero point on
Don't
you?
do it.
Don't.
Don't do it.
It's just 1d8 damage.
I'm pretty much back up to that full.
Manasseh, another one of those love tasks will help.
I guess
You can do it.
I have time without wasting more time.
Yep.
Riptar.
Yeah, one more check. One more check against Judas.
Nice.
There we go.
I'm doing my best.
Okay, I can drink 1 potion.
Guys, we're what are we, level 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Level 6 doing first level healing. I love this.
We're making
now
it work.
We're caught up in the 4 hour mark where the town, word has gotten around that there are some new visitors here.
It's us. I bet it's us.
It's us. Let's go.
I guess we're on next objective, finding the location of the witch.
Yep. And
No,
I'm going.
you only did, that was not an obstacle. That was you guys
that
taking
was-
over. That was an opportunity.
Oh,
Okay.
So so can we split? I was a little confused about this. Can we split up and like do multiple
Absolutely.
things?
If there were 4 obstacles, you could literally send all 4 of you to take care of one at a time, and it would only take that one round, right? But then you run the risk if someone critically fails, they have bad things happen to them and they're by themselves. But in this case, you only really need to do one more obstacle.
Okay.
You could go back out and talk to some more people. Hey, we heard that these factories aren't really running, but one's running a higher. You could talk to people. You could snoop around houses again. You could look around from the rooftops. You could what else could you even freaking do? I'm trying to think.
Let's rope of climbing. See if like any of the smokestacks are spewing smoke.
Mm-hmm. Which factories are working
I'm
or
down for
not?
that. Do that.
Get Riptide to make some perception rolls, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe get some demolition fluid.
Sure. Yeah.
You could watch those clockwork patrols to see which area of the city that they are watching more. You don't have to do that from the rooftops. That's something else you can do. Like you can walk around from corners. You can pretend to be factory workers, like change your costumes and stuff, and go into a factory and kind of talk amongst maybe other villagers and figure out where's the factories that have the most people. There's a lot of different avenues of you guys trying to find information.
Not bad too.
Or just again talk to people and see what they have to say.
I have an idea. Me and Riptar can go up and scout the area. You guys can be as customers or factory workers looking for her.
Sure.
Play our role.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Be careful, you two.
We will.
All right.
I got Riptard's back as he puts his hand on Riptard's back.
I do just want to remind everybody that we are wearing Best Buy blue shirts and khakis. As our disguises.
Grilgus, I think you should not wear that disguise if you're up on the roof. They're going to think you're quite odd.
I thought we looked like people from
It's
here.
part of our cover.
Your dress is workers from a great faction, not the villagers in town.
Manasa, can we get new suits?
You wish.
Like, I thought you two were going on the rooftops, and Judas and I were going over.
Yes. I guess we can still wear the suits.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Riptar.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Well, you know what you're doing, big guy.
I'll let you guys decide on which obstacle is handled first. Wait, Judas and Manasa, what are you guys actually doing?
We're going to disguise ourselves as factory workers?
Yeah, and talk to the locals. Right, Manessa?
Yeah.
All right.
Judas would never betray me.
You and me, girl.
I trust you.
So you want to do the rooftops first?
Yep, rooftops.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. You get up high, and even the smokestack, some of the roofs, some of the areas in this town, like you can see there, some of the roofs can let you see deeper into the city pretty well. So, packed heads, high roofs. Many crowded with smokestacks are an ideal place to hide while looking over the town. However, you risk being discovered by the smokestack's undead residents, if and when you do. There's something else living amongst the smokestacks, enjoying the smoke themselves.
Of course there is.
Of
Yeah,
course.
this is an individual objective, which means you both need to get these numbers.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Remember this, in one round you can make one check towards it. Unless you critically see you go into another round and the awareness points go up, you're being observed by these things. So it's 2 points a piece that you need. And to overcome this, it's an athletics check to essentially hold on to the side or something, or slide down the side, or a stealth check to remain hidden.
Perfect.
Seems fair.
I will slide down to the slide with athletics, so I won't be noticed.
Yabba dabba doo.
Oh, yikes.
That is a yikes.
Yikes.
I don't
Gonna
know.
be there by yourselves, guys.
Don't want to re-roll that. Let's see here. Well, my lucky number is 7, so I guess I can re-roll it. Nice.
That's a good roll.
You turn from a failure to a success. I'm going to do it this way, top and bottom. Yours over on the right, you have 1.
All right. Who's
You're
next?
probably going to roll yours.
You're next.
I know.
Oh.
I'm gonna reroll that.
You can use stealth or athletics.
Oh, stealth. Oh, I can use stealth. Oh, thank you.
So your original roll was a 2. Your stealth number is a 14, so you got a 16. Are you re-rolling?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you already.
You already re-rolled
Yeah.
with a 21.
Oh, sorry. There you can.
Same D20 roll, you just change the modifier. 21 is a failure.
Oh, come on. Like, I didn't know I could use stealth.
Well, you did.
You still re-rolled. It's still a D20 roll. You rolled a 7 on your re-roll.
I know.
The modifier doesn't matter.
That's fine.
Do you have a bonus in stealth at all? Just,
Because we're in a round, and everyone gets to do part of their own obstacle, we're going to move to the side. But let me narrate what's happening. So you get up onto the roofs, a bit wobbly. One of the shingles might even slide off, and you can hear the sound of like low growling. And then these beady yellow eyes coming from some of the smokes nearby. They look in your direction. Burgess decides to do the Metal Gear Solid thing where you hang from the rafters as the guards pass by, and succeeds. And Riptar's trying to hide in the smoke as well, and he just starts coughing. Not really hiding very well. We're going to move to the next obstacle, which you guys said you want to kind of pretend to be workers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Much of the later in the town, as you find out, is performed by constructs. You can only gather clues and keep suspicions low if you can somehow command these laborers or even appear that you can. You're finding out that the villagers that are milling around the town are the ones like commanding the robots or hitting a button or two or pulling a couple of different levers. They're not actually doing any manual labor. So you trying to impose as living/undead workers, you got to be able to command these constructs yourselves, but you don't know the right passphrases and stuff, or pretend that you can. This is an individual obstacle as well. It's fun that you guys picked it like this. You both need 2 to overcome. And this is a crafting, deception, or religion check.
Manasseh, do you want to go first?
Yeah, why not? Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice, girl.
Good job.
You there,
A couple of people
Bebop.
pass by.
Pick that shit
Bebop.
up.
You were definitely given the impression that you at least pretend that you know what you're doing. Like somebody's picking up a box already, and you go pick up that box. Like you're trying to blend in while they're already doing it.
Classic management.
Success. Now we go to Judas.
All right, crafty. Hero point.
She's rolling low.
I swear, if you roll 15 again.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, you're to a success. You are watching and actually learning how this works. You know the right levers to pull in some situations. You hit a button to turn a knob, and one of these unworking, currently idle mechanical things comes to life, and then you whisper a command that you heard nearby. The command is already being done, but the thing still shows up and is working. You're appearing like you're supposed to be here as well. We go now to what happens at the end of every round. Your awareness points have increased by 1. You're now at 11. You guys are rising through the ranks here. We go back to our other team. I love that you guys split up. That's where the role play comes into play. Or not the role play, but the fantasy of like you two in 2 different situations. One of you's climbing through the vents of lasers, the other person's holding the rope. One guy's in the car running the machines.
So still doing the same thing? Athletics or
You want
stealth?
to keep holding on?
Well, yeah, we still haven't passed this section, so yeah.
That's right.
Can you help, Reptar?
Nope.
Well, I'll try.
Keeping.
Okay. You hold there long enough to where at least the attention on the side that you are sitting at seems to be diverted.
Whew.
You have succeeded on your task. Now that you've succeeded, I'm going to tell you something. You've unlocked an opportunity. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what it is real quick. I'll scroll over down back to it. It's called Smooth the Path. You have successfully completed an individual objective, and some other characters have not. During your next round, if they still haven't completed their objective, you can now help an ally who's trying to reach that goal. You're going to describe to me how you're helping them, and then give the ally the benefits of the follow of the expert. That makes any sense at all. In some cases, you might be able to attempt a relevant skill check to overcome the obstacle on behalf of the other character. Like maybe you could hold on, and they're just holding on to you, but it would still require them to hold it. The idea is follow the expert. Now they could technically use athletics if they want to, because the stealth isn't working for them. And then follow the expert, they're allowed to essentially get much more bonuses. They get a +4, plus they get to treat their levels as the modifier instead of it being a 0 if it is a 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, that's about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And in this case, you could. I would even you got to role play it. It's going to come around to the next round, and you tell me what you're going to end up doing. But now it's Riptar's turn to make a check.
Gotcha. Is it only for this situation?
This situation specifically because you have overcome it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try again. I'm going to.
Nice.
There you go.
That was your last hero point.
I know.
You start hiding amongst the smoke, and you're doing okay. Up to the next team. I'm assuming you guys are going to roll the same checks.
I wonder how they're doing Manasseh up there.
Oh, they're experts at stealth and they're hunters. I'm
I
sure.
hope so. You're a good liar.
Trust me.
Alright.
Hey, pick up that box. 22.
Guys, I can't find the freaking meme, and I was going to link it as you guys are having a conversation, but I can't find it. Someone else find it for me. You know, in the Lego movie, when they're like pretending to be robots in aluminum foil, and the one girl's like, "Oh, I hate this song," and all the robots turn towards her and say, "Sing the fucking song." You start speaking about how the others are doing, and all the robots turn to you like, "What kind of command is this?" Go back to an obstacle here for.
Oh, here's the crouching. Oh, there you go.
Gain 1 awareness point. Success.
Those graveyard
In
snitch.
addition to that, the undead. This is what you hear. This is what wakes you up. You guys are kind of coming through. You hear the sound of doors being like kicked open into the warehouse, and then before you are these two hulking masses of zombies. We're gonna do a combat. We're gonna do a combat.
Lots of combat for us. Hey, lots of combat for us. Hey.
Time to beat him up.
So much more healing to do. Hey, so much healing to do. Hey.
Someone get continue recovery. Hey.
You get continual recovery. Hey.
I'm not expert in medicine.
No one's expert in medicine. Get expert medicine. Level 7. Go expert, Judas. You got it.
I'm good.
Everyone else is good too. See?
I mean, I'll go expert in medicine if it's works for insurance.
Tried.
For level 20.
Never.
What is your medicine modifier without your wisdom?
I have no clue. But let me see.
You're at an 11 currently.
If I level up,
you have an 18 with a 10. Next level, it'll be a 19, 2021 because you'll be an expert. So yeah, next level, if you did assurance and you were expert, you could do a 21.
Nice. Okay.
Let's roll this initiative, and then I'm going to show these guys to you. You guys see the map?
Yeah.
The map. I gotta see the map.
These massive masses of flesh.
Oh.
They're
Oh,
ugly.
look at it. It has like weird zombie nipples.
It does have weird zombie nipples.
Those are called screws.
They're called nipples.
I was bored without them.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them from? They transferred over?
Oh, your health?
Alright, they're zombies, so just use a bunch of positive energy. Let's go.
Okay, got their character sheet open. I'm gonna click on their initiative and then reveal them. Oh, that ain't too bad. Token lair. And I'll say you're the first to act. You're already up and waking up. You just haven't done any daily preparations.
Okay. I can't see them right now. Sources always.
Oh, you definitely heard them in the screens. They're coming from the two ways in. I'm going to show you the direction of them. You probably can see them over the stacks of the stuff. There's one here. You can definitely see like the top of it, and there's one over here.
Okay, sweet. This one over here. I wanna try the Gorgon's eye on it. If it's within 30 feet.
You draw it and then use it.
Yeah.
Do I have a cool? I don't really have a cool. I didn't fix one for this. I'm just gonna go back to this soundtrack for now. Did you click it? So I know what the DCs and stuff are.
DC is 22 for 42. I'm making the action right now. Gorgon.
Get it. Yep. Activate 2 actions. Incapacitation. Ooh, that's a thing. So if they're 7th level, no, they have to be 12th level, right? You half it. Okay, so the item level, if they're level 4 or greater, think that's how this works, because it'd be a 20th level. No, it could be a 20th level character.
Hey, do you
I
ever
gotta
walk
look at
into a room
counteract
and
checks for incapacitation for items. Hold on. Half its level and round up to determine its counteract level. Okay. It's for counteracting. So let's look at incapacitation. If a creature of higher level than the item creature hazard generates the effect. Okay, so if they're higher than level 6, they'll treat their save as 1 better. That's rough. And really just a 6th level item? Oh, I guess you guys are 6th level. What are the odds you guys will be fighting 7th level stuff at this level? Alright, let me look at the traits for it. That's also something else. So we have Divination, that's cool. Invested, cool. Occult, wait. No, it's Transmutation Visual. Ah, okay, so if they didn't have eyes. Outside of that, everything seems to be okay. Gorgon's Gaze, Fortitude save. I got a 31. And you get a sense they did not roll their save up. They are not higher level than the item. That's some information.
Okay. Good, right?
Yeah.
Means they can use it again. They don't get immune or anything. It's just now they don't have to roll their save up, so they could technically get it. And it's the right one's turn to come stomping around. I have their morales. Let me look at their shit here. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me?
There's a right one.
I said there's 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my vision of sight doesn't see any of them. So.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm stuck between.
It comes all the way up into. Well, again, I know that you guys can't really. You know what? I'm going to do this. I had the dynamic lighting for like fun. The only ones that really matter are the large stacks, but these boxes, because of how large they are, you can see over them.
Oh my god!
Oh, they're quite big.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah!
It's
Wow.
real big. He walks up here and he's going to reach down with that big ass arm and pick up like a grip of these boxes that are probably weighing a lot, and shoot us. You're right there. We're going to throw these hunks of stuff. They can throw corpses too, which is pretty cool. 34.
That's a crit.
Jeez.
28 bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Fortitude save.
28.
Well, we're found out.
Fortitude coming in. There you go.
Okay, you're fine. You don't feel like you fell prone from that nasty strike. Riptar. Yeah, they're huge.
Okay, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This isn't looking too good.
This is why we pay you.
Just attack, buddy.
Hunt, prey, draw a weapon, and fire at this guy.
Okay.
Not the fattest roll, but it's a roll.
You hit. Oh, because you guys are inside of a warehouse, it's every 2 rounds. I didn't keep up with that. Let's see. Round? This one had. You started it. It's Manasa, right?
Yeah.
So it's round 3, round 5. That's when your awareness goes up. Riptari, you're done. If it's now this other one's turn. I was going to throw some boxes, but I am right here on top of Grogus. So it's going to grab. You see in its hand, it's its other arm. It's going to take this thing down. The attack is called Hunk of Meat. Never mind. I'm going to do Wide Swing. It's Cleave. I can make a Hunk of Meat strike and compare the attack results to the AC of 2 foes, each of whom must be within the strike's reach, which you both are. So it's 2 attacks, but it's ain't going to matter, really, in this case. So 1 attack against you both. Yeah! 27, I'm sure hits both of you.
Yes.
14 damage apiece. Tap that. And it's Grogus' turn.
Okay.
Hey.
Hunt prey. And do I have my weapon out? Everybody has their weapon out? No? Nope. Okay.
No, everyone's had to withdrawal. You guys are essentially just getting up before you start doing your daily prep.
Yep,
The
and
timing is impeccable. This wouldn't have happened immediately. You may not even seen this attack if you guys had beaten those robots in one more round, one earlier round, because you would have been at 14 and then been out handling
grab
stuff.
weapon.
They could have fought you on the street.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that in a whole turn. So, just grab weapon, move up.
No hunt prey?
Nope, no hunt prey. Grab weapon, move up, and swing.
Okay.
Maybe that's a swing.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
critical hit.
Nice.
Nice. Crit card.
And you get a sense that what do you mean? No, crit cards are natural 20s.
Oh, yeah.
You also get a sense that they're a little weak to this.
Use slashing on this creature. Or all these creatures.
Understood.
And
I will
insane.
slash them with my hair fangs.
Judas, take out weapon, sword, and shield. Last action, raise my shield. Come over here, big boy. He taunts.
Manasa.
Alright, and also we'll assume the position. Hooah. We'll move. The position is Tiger's hand. 15, 20, 25. And we'll attack him.
Good.
I'm supposed to use flat-footed for the fun of it.
No, it's not.
Alright.
It could be if you go around them. Maybe.
I don't have the...
That is a hit.
Alright.
It is
Hits.
now. It's back one's turn. It's going to throw 2 sets of boxes at Judas.
Alright. Shield is raised, so
34 and a 29.
they both hit. I'll shield block the first one.
It's 12 from the first one. The second one is 16.
Okay, so the first one, I only take 4.
And that means your shield takes 4.
And the second one, so 56 minus 4 is 52. What's the second one?
15 damage.
Got it.
Sword.
guys.
Riptar.
Oh, quick question. Wouldn't Manasa's hit be a critical hit because I critically hit, making it flat-footed? Oh wait, it's not my
That'd
point.
be oh yeah, you're talking about it's the extra. Was it 1 point of damage? So
Yeah.
an extra 2 on the. Okay, extra 1. Got it. Move.
Take that back. It's not my hunt break.
Wait, no. Manasa doesn't do extra damage. Your sniping partner it's Riptar.
Yeah, my sniping partner.
Riptar hit the far right one.
Yeah.
That was Grogus talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Groga says, why would she get bonus damage? What's the bonus damage
Flat-foot
from?
with the sword. It's
Flat.
kind of special.
That's what I was talking about. Flat-foot specialization for the sword.
You didn't hunt prey. You only get your special critical specialization to get your hunt prey.
Exactly. Okay.
Yep. Riptar, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go and reload and shoot at the big guy. Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Over here?
Mm-hmm.
Critical hit. 20, 40? Okay.
Nice.
Nice job.
And reload.
Casually taking 40 damage, no problem.
This guy's going to do 2 wide swings. First one's going to be attack 1. The other one's going to be attack 3, hitting you both. Hit you both times. Swinging this giant-ass rotten arm. Crush your faces. Here we go. So first one's hunk of meat, and then hunk of meat attack 3. Let's see what happens here. I definitely going to miss with attack 3. That's a 20 to hit both of you, but the first one's a 32.
32. Not a critical hit, but does hit.
You know why it's not a critical hit?
Because it's a 32.
Because you put ghoul armor on, and your armor class increased by 1.
Oh.
Oh, that too.
Look at your armor class.
Wait, I thought you said it would be the same.
You have an armor.
No, I think you went from a. Oh no, yeah,
Yeah, it's the same. It's 32.
it is
I
the
mean,
same. You're right.
I mean, 33,
You're right.
yeah.
Because I thought your dex was a 2 still. My bad. Yep, never mind. Either way, 14 more damage to both of you. Grimace, back to you.
I mean, we're all gonna go back to sleep, so I might as well.
No, this is after your rest.
Wait, so we just woke up to this?
You just woke up to this.
What the hell is that?
That's okay. That.
The point of the awareness 15 is to slow your group down.
Mm-hmm.
Because these things aren't hard. Like, they're easy to hit. You can tell you're critting them. They seem to be weak to slashing. They do hit hard, but it is to reduce your resources.
Wait, no, it doesn't matter because we could just heal up after 10 minutes. So, gravity weapon. And you know what? Swing twice.
Swing twice, okay. It is a hit and then a miss. Only a little bit of damage because you did not hunt prey still.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Nope. It is now Judas' turn.
Can I go through the boxes or not? Like this?
No, that's why I had the dynamic line. They're stacked relatively.
So how would I have to approach it? Can you show me the way?
I'll show you. Yeah, I got you. So we'll assume this is 5, right? And then 10. Like that. 25 will get you there.
Gotcha. Okay. First 2 actions, I'm gonna sudden charge to there.
You can even get further if you want, but yeah.
Yeah, sudden charge there.
Okay, you do that.
And I will swing at it with my Falcata. Oh, is that a crit?
It is a crit.
Nice.
Nice. So that'd be 35 fatal damage.
That is correct. No, yeah, 35, you're correct.
Alright,
35, so it's actually 45 because of their weakness. Got it.
Ooh.
And because you're a fighter, crit specialization with your master weapon, so flat-footed.
Yep. And last action, raise my shield.
You got it. So now awareness is increased by 1. We're on the third round. That's
What?
a 17.
What's fatal damage? I'm not really familiar with.
If you critically hit, it rolls the die up to a different number. So if you highlight the 15 in there, you'll see it says 2d12. If you highlight the 14, it says 2d8. It rolls it up to a d12, so it's fatal d12. So you change the dies to 2d12, and then you add a d12 on the back end. So that's why it's 15 and 5.
It's a lot of damage recently.
It is your turn, Manasa.
Okay, can I jump up in this box?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do, it'd be a separate leap action to jump up. I think these are pretty high. I'm trying to think what your movement speed would be. 30 to go around them. You have 30-foot movement speed?
I do actually. So I can move. I can move here once, and I can do skirmishing strike to cover the other. So I can still attack twice. Okay, I'll do that. She moves over. Attack 1. Okay, 25. And attack 2.
And you end this thing's life. Unlife.
Alright. The snakes like wrap around its head and just like pop it off.
Now for the other one. We're going to do big old meat hunk attacks against Judas here.
Alright.
Brings it down on top of you. 26, and then I miss with the second one.
You hit with the first one, so I'll shield block.
The shield block, it's a total of 20 damage.
Alright, so I'll take 12 on my shield and 12 on me.
That's correct. Riptar.
Okay.
A little backup
I'm
here.
glad we're making some headway here. Alright.
You
Second
did
verse,
help.
favors the first. Gun it. Reload. Gun it.
32 would be another crit. 12
Right.
is 24. And a 17 will miss.
And it ain't dead.
And that one
So that's
is
an
done. No, Grotus, it's back to you.
All right. Hunt and prey. And smooth you all on over.
Trying to find the shortest route for you.
I feel like it's this, right?
What's your movement speed?
25.
25, okay. So, boom. Maybe 2 actions to get there.
Yep.
So you won't be attacking this round. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be. Okay. So then don't hunt prey.
Okay.
I got a hit.
You've done 0. Yeah, I know. You've done 0 hunt preys. If it does anything, you wouldn't be able to use this one prey. It is a hit.
But I got that gravity
It's
weapon.
Still
so-
standing.
Wait, Grogus. Oh, wait, never mind. You're good.
Yes.
Combat assessment. So, first attack. Is that a crit? Because it's flat-footed to me.
It's not flat-footed. It's only flat-footed for a round. Isn't it the start for one round, or is it until the end of your next round?
I did not copy.
Wait.
I got you. Hold on one second.
It is start of your next round. Until the start of your next round.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's not flat-footed anymore. But that is a crit by default, and it only had 3 life left, so it's also down.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys got it. These things have a weakness to slashing 10. They had a lot of health. They had 160 health apiece, but a really low armor class.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm glad I almost two-shotted one of these things by myself.
Could you? Wait, did it have resistance to piercing?
You only got the 1 awareness point.
That went pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah. I need to go back up and see what the different thresholds are, because now we're getting into the thick of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the point where I got to tell you what the thresholds are. You got your 15. This is very bad. I don't know if you're going to be able to pass it. And I'm doing it all correctly. It mentions in complications. This one specifically said every 2. You guys went, what was it, round 4 in the combat? 1 opportunity, 1 obstacle, multiple rounds. 4 rounds of obstacles. Yeah, I did it all right. You guys will fail this infiltration at 20. They become too aware, and she's got way too many guards for you to be able to get to her and do anything.
Oh, shoot.
We are so...
That's not a problem. This just means that you cannot spend much of anything else. And the reason why I say that is because at the end of every scene, which is essentially every obstacle, and there are 3 of them, you could all as a group work the next 3 obstacles, because it's only 3 successes to get to the last phase, which is facing her. Once you face her, you can't fail the infiltration, regardless of the awareness points. You've made it to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could have even more opportunities to do things and maybe heal if you guys, like you did last time, split up and handle like 2 obstacles at once, kind of thing. Maybe even all 3 at once. If you guys had like one person by themselves and a group of 2 and another person by themselves. But you'll have to figure that out, because you're realizing they know where you are now.
Yeah, true.
Or at least they were able to hunt you down and figure it out. That's what 15 is. If we fail, the campaign's not over. I will tell you what happens on a failure afterwards. I don't want you to have to like focus on it. Just know that it's not over, but what it means could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
But you're realizing that you guys in these 2 things, they fall down. The shroud up there in this office, you guys probably can't see him. I don't know if you can or not. Kind of like opens the door to the office where he like talked with you and showed you the warehouse where you can stay in. And he goes, "Blimey," means that she knows where you are. Just a matter of time before she realizes that her enforcers, she built these. If they don't return, she's going to be even more guarded. I doubt you'll be able to get to her anytime soon. You're running out of time.
We should heal our wounds and head out as soon as possible.
Agreed.
I need to repair my shield as well.
1 medicine roll.
Quick repair.
Oh, the perks of having no heals, period.
How does quick repair work? It's just...
Quick repair, it takes like a minute if you're an expert.
I am an expert.
I think it's a minute for expert. It might be 5 for expert, a minute for master, and then 3 actions for legendary. You have to click it from your feet.
I clicked it already, so what happens? I just get health back from my shield? Or
no, you still have to make a crafting check. What's the item level of the item you're using?
Let me click on it.
It's a 5th level, isn't it? 5th level item.
I think so.
No, barely.
4.
It's a 4th?
Yeah, minus 30 shields. 4.
Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't think Sturdy Shield has the uncommon trait, so the DC is a 19 crafting.
Got it. Okay, so...
Nice.
What did you get?
33, for that 20.
Critical, so that's going to be, I think it's 10 plus 10 per rank, so it's 30 health.
Alright, it's maxed out.
Okay, I think that's what it is for repair. You have to actually look up the repair action. I think it's 5 and the 5 per rank if you succeed, but I think it might be 10 and then 5 per rank. I could be wrong. But then that would be 20 health it recovers.
Okay.
Might be a little hurt, but yeah, you do that pretty quickly. Did the quick repair say that if you're expert, it's 1 minute?
It says you take 1 minute to repair an item.
Okay.
If you're a master, it takes 3 hours.
Okay. So that's what you're doing for just a very brief moment. So the rest of you are going to take like 10 minutes to sit down and start trying to heal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is
All
not
right.
looking good. I'm at.
So
55.
are we healing twice or are we healing once?
I think we might need more healing, guys.
You could spend 4 hours to get 4 separate checks on each person,
No,
but that's going to be another awareness point.
We're out here. Let's go.
I thought we only need like 20 to like alert her.
20
Right.
means we fail.
We're at 17.
Well, yeah.
We
like-
gotta go. We gotta go.
I mean, we just need one awareness point, right? You'll be okay, right?
Delicious.
No,
Where did you get the Lester's Elixirs of Life?
you're not doing too hot right now.
I had them from the South Shore.
I do have to ask you all, and I cannot remember, but I'm sure you guys do. Remember we were back in the other town, and then you guys got all those, like, that reward and all the money and whatnot? What did you end up spending it all on? Do you remember?
Rope. Glorious
Rope, bag of holding, and a couple of other fun things. No healing.
Potions.
You know why, by the way, Mikey, why they didn't think to buy any healing? Because, like, Mikey's going to come back as that person that's useful to the party.
Dude, this is useful.
Oh, is he?
He's a smart person.
Alright.
I mean, he got some smarts.
Judas,
I messed up.
I healed you for 10.
Alright, I put it in already.
Alright, great.
All
Alright,
right.
let's go.
Alright, let's
Wait,
go.
Well, you heal for 2 hours. Let me heal my last 2 hours.
No, I didn't heal anyone for 2 hours. I healed Judas, I healed myself. That's 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Never mind then. You're right.
And you healed yourself already for 10 minutes.
Yep,
And
so...
then Rick tried to take any damage. So 10 minutes has passed by.
Wait, well,
It's like
yeah.
11 minutes with a repair, but the repair could happen at the same time. So only 20 minutes has passed by.
Mhm.
That's the rough thing about this.
All right, well, if you guys think you're ready.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
ready.
go back
I'm
to
just I'm ready.
Let's go,
If
team.
I'm not ready, well, I can always just turn into a remnant.
Riptar, you are a new tank. You're up at the front now, buddy.
Alright, let's check this factory out.
So this is my life now.
Mhm.
When you guys know the factory, let me hear what you guys plan to do. Remember, I mentioned this too. You could split up to take care of multiple obstacles at the same time. You could all handle it together so that it would take you, literally, you'd be at 20, but you would be at the objective if you all work together. That's also assuming that it's not like an individual challenge where it's like individual 2 and you have to actually legitimately spend 2 rounds doing it.
Mhm.
It's up to you guys.
Sounds like
All
the
right.
second
Yeah.
option is the best option.
Yeah, I think splitting up, because that's what we did last time. We got so many checks on.
Yeah, but splitting up, we are not certain that we're going to get 20. We're not. Or we don't want 20.
I mean, that's not really.
Oh, and then it's just it. Let's say it takes 2 rounds to do 2 objectives.
Mhm.
It would be probably the same if you were all together, but it really depends on if it's individual or group.
Gotcha. How many objectives do we
Let
have?
me give you an example. If you and let's say Manasa go do something, you don't know what the obstacles are until you tell me what you're doing, and I kind of find an obstacle that fits that. But let's say it's group 4,
Okay. Mhm.
which means that your group needs 4 checks. That would mean that unless you both critically succeeded in your first check, you only get 1 apiece. It would take you 2 rounds, which would be 2 awareness points.
Gotcha. Okay. We could split up. We just need to do 2 objectives, right? Or how many? 3.
It should be 3.
So 1 person solo, and then 2
Okay.
people solo, and 1 and 2.
Can we get to this factory and see what the challenges might be?
And the challenges themselves are what you guys want. If you're trying to sneak in, that's the challenge. If you're trying to observe the place and get information, that's the challenge. The challenges are built around your pathing. If
Okay.
that makes any sense.
I think
Groganus is
Manasa
gonna.
and Riptide should try to sneak in. Just for the sneaky.
I like that.
I'll sneak in.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
look at the layout, because I have architecture lore, and just be like, yo, she might be right here.
Yep. And I'll look at the layout.
You already know where she's at. What do you mean she's right here? You know the factory. You know she has an office on the 2nd floor.
I like architecture.
I can-
Right here.
I could tell that the building was built by bricks. That means she's got to have an office on the 2nd floor. We already know that. Oh, but now I knew it through blocks. These aren't Lego blocks, guys.
It's called double confirmation. It's
Yeah.
the industry standard for journalists, you know?
Okay, so stealthing in. There's gotta be a better way to infiltrate. Cracking heads, but that's fighting. So let me see. Let's look at my skills.
Oh, here it is. I'm supposed to tell you guys now. It says too much heat. If you guys had 15, which you have going into the second objective, party may have accumulated awareness points and completed the first objective, which you definitely have, making the rest of your infiltration problematic. Decrosia isn't likely going anywhere from the town. If you leave town and wait some time for suspicions to fade, your awareness points will reset to 0. But in any case, if your party successfully completes the first objective, but the infiltration fails while you're trying to complete the second, which it likely will, you don't have to repeat the first objective. You ain't got to find her again. It's likely she's going to have the same office, but why the suspicions die down. So you could retreat from town, wait some time, and try the second objective again. Depending on what happened leading up to this choice, other complications may arise. Like if you were trying to sneak through and you keep failing at sneaking, and they realize that might be blocked out for you. I'll give you another example. The best way I can describe this is, I don't know if you guys have been to any of the cities in real life, but the areas where pigeons are rampant, you see they put that weird spiky shit on the inside of leaves and whatnot to counteract doves or pigeons from roosting, especially like in the front of like a breezeway of a movie theater in larger cities and stuff. That stuff like that would happen if you were being caught, or at least you failed it. You guys were trying to like go across the tops of roofs and shit. Likely they would put up more patrols on the roofs, so it'd make avenues harder to do. If your strength in your group is deception because of Anasa, and then you guys have been lying your way through, they may add a password or something that you don't know is there, which would make deception nearly impossible to go through the second time. But the option is now there. I'm looking at objective 2, and there's a chance you have too much to do.
Gotcha.
So you know where she's at. You could wait and not infiltrate yet. You could just go, all right, we know where she's at. Let's lay low, get out of fucking town, and wait. Or, because you could literally succeed at this. There's just enough time and enough obstacles. You only have to complete 3 to get to the last phase. And it mentions in the last phase, because the end of objective 2 is like you facing her. You cannot fail once you beat objective 2. So if you get 20 but you've beaten it, it doesn't matter at that point. But the more awareness you have, the difference the ending will be.
Gotcha. Okay. Grillgis is going to use his athletics to climb the building to find a window to jump in.
Okay. You want to do that on your own? Are we split into multiple groups?
Are we, or?
I see us split up multiple groups.
Let me hear the groups.
Okay.
That was Manasa and Riptar. They were stealthing in. Grillgis, I guess, is...
climbing the building?
I mean, I have good athletics, too. I can climb with you.
Okay.
But we need 3 objectives, so I would have to go solo. So.
Okay, yeah. So she can...
I'll go solo also.
All right.
It's not solo. If he's climbing a building, you also want to climb a building. It's literally the same building. You two would be grouped together, unless you want to do something different, Judas.
But if I do that, don't we have to do another objective?
Yes.
So that we wouldn't be able to get all 3 done.
Yeah, not in one go. So.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Unlike the previous phase, there is only 3 objectives to this objective. Also, unlike obstacles in objective 1, these obstacles must be overcome in the order presented to you. So it doesn't matter.
Oh,
you guys
okay,
have to work together. I'm sorry, I just read this. Interesting. I see why. Because you guys literally, it's not, okay, everyone enters in at a different point, right? It's literally get in, and then make your way through, and then get to her kind of thing. So it's like literally the first obstacle. I was about to bring this to Grillgis, and also Manasa and Riptar, so it kind of fits no matter what. You got to get in, and around the building. Grillgis and Riptar, you remember the description I gave you of the factory? What was the one thing that you noticed?
We noticed, what was it? We noticed the patrols of where the freaking robots were going.
More than a patrol, this building's the most guarded. There is literally a guard, like those riflers that you fought on each corner. The first obstacle is exterior guards. This is an individual activity. It should be an activity, but individual thing. So, what this means is you all... I wish there was a better way to do this. There is. I can do it this way. You each have your own individual infiltration points to get inside of the building. That means that if one person succeeds, it could help someone else get into the building. And realize that this is a good chance for Manasa to be able to use her edge point that she got for getting a critical success on the recall knowledge. Because if you critically fail, you're pretty sure that the riflers may attack.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. You guys aren't that close to failure. back this up a little bit. The reason why I'm saying this, it's the same thing. I had to look back up the other complication. Most complications tell you what you get. If the complication specifically says that you get an extra one per round, then you do. But because you fought those guys in the open, it's only once every 2. If you fight them in a public place, then it's 1 every 1. You weren't in a public place. That bridge is passable, but it's not like in a building, or you're like if you get a critical failure, but also you're pretending to be a worker kind of thing, right? Where other people can directly see you very well. I'm just going to put you guys at 15. The obstacle here, you only need 1. You only need 1 success to get over the obstacle. Literally getting it. It's an acrobatics check to kind of go from bush to bush very quickly, right? To scale around a wall. Athletics to obviously climb over fences or to hold on to the edge of things. You can imagine however you want to role play it. Deception to essentially make them believe that you belong to go inside. Hey, I'm a worker. I'm trying to walk in. You could even use society. Recall knowledges about like this type of structure, for example. Kind of know like you get an idea there of society. I guess that's how society works. And then obviously, what's the most common way to infiltrate a building?
To sneak.
Stealth, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those are the overcome checks. Remember,
Can we use?
Sorry. The DC is increased by 1 for this check.
Okay.
Let me hear who goes first. Oh, here's the description. Clockworker riflers watch for trespassers at each corner of this enormous factory building. Anyone who can climb over through the rusted machinery and around the building can do so. Those who can blend in with the occasional passerby can do that. You might even be able to escape their notice. What will you do in this situation?
Can we use that edge point we have involving inhabitants and schedules to
Maintain cover identity? That would be, edge points are used if you, I think it's if you use if you critically fail. How did I word the edge points? It might be fail or critical fail. Hold on 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going all the way back up to how I mentioned edge points, because now I got to remind myself. But yes, that's how you could use it. You can spend edge points to succeed instead if you fail or critically fail to overcome an obstacle or complication. This is an obstacle. And a cover identity, you could say that's a deception check. So in that case, Vanessa, like if you all wanted to use deception to enter, you could all essentially bypass that using that edge point, assuming it wasn't a critical failure and bad things happen. Because that's the point of the secrets here.
Do we all have to use deception for that to happen?
No, you do not.
Oh.
Those who choose to use this, if you fail a critical fail, you could use that edge point to instead succeed, which would get you the infiltration point.
Gotcha.
Only if it wasn't a critical, because if on a critical failure, literally it says for me things too is like give them the edge point, but if they use it for this situation, blank happens. Now, not saying that's what happened, but that's the danger of edge points. What do you want to do? That would be a great way to do it. If she happened to, generally a success I think gives you 4. How is that progression? Let me look at that again. I'll tell you what the results were for that one, so you kind of know, and you can garnish or gamble on what it was. That was during preparations, right? Yeah. Create disguises. Had you succeeded, you create plausible disguises for the entire group. You each gain 1 edge point that can use to maintain a cover identity. Failure, you create disguises for the entire group. You gain an edge point, but if you use it, it gains no benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, like, you would go to use it and nothing happens. So you go, nope, don't believe it, and you just failed. But if you critically fail, not only do you get the edge point, if you use it, you roll your roll down 1, unless you already critically fail. And you gain unwanted attention, earning yourself an awareness point.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm a thief, so I'm cool sneaking in.
Hey, you can use it. No, I'm not trying to warn you away from it. I'm just wanting you to be aware in case I say, hey, guess what happens? Not saying that's going to happen. You could have succeeded, and you all literally have a free in for this first objective. But it's up to you.
Up to you guys.
Just get it.
go big and go home.
Alright, sure. Well, so we want to use edge points to go through.
Yep. I say yeah.
I say yeah. We all agree, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we are here to check out the loading docks for the Carter's Consortium.
As you speak, the mechanical guard that you're speaking to points to the loading dock that's outside.
Excellent. We'll just go over there. Thank you.
Alright, follow Manassa.
Now you guys are standing outside. You still gotta get in.
Is the loading dock open or closed?
It looks like a weird revolving like door that comes and goes of like those larger constructs that like are holding things moving from inside the building to the outside and putting them on carts. These large boxes, and then they go back into these weird doors without like door handles and stuff. If that makes any sense. Like, it's not the front doors. Like, you walked up to, like, maybe the first guard you saw watching the corner near, like, the front doors that lead in, where you can see passerbys and maybe even a very oddly looking dwarf, by the way. What you're seeing, the workers that are working here they're obviously dwarves. They've got ashen-colored skin, and it looks like their beards and hair are made of fire. And they're like, either on their hip or around their shoulder or something, are these, like, very, like, eerie, makes you sick to your stomach, like, chains. And they're coming and going through that, like, one door. But, like, the robots are coming in and going from another one.
Okay.
Following your lead.
So let's go through the robot door.
Yeah, follow the lead.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try to squeeze into the robot door?
Yeah.
All right, that will be a stealth check. It won't be using your cover identity.
Through the door for people.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use that cover identity?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to try to blend in with the passerbys and creep through the watchful gaze of these clockwork riflers?
We're using our cover identity. Our khakis are freshly ironed. All have our name tags on.
What's fun about this is we get to roll the check, and if you fail a critically fail, you get to use it. So let's go down the list as I have you lined up here. Grogus, roll me a deception check. I just want to see if you guys succeed. This would be funny.
I do too.
Hey, that's pretty good, Grogus. All right, let's go down the list for Riptar. Technically, you succeeded, Grogus.
Yay.
Deception.
Oh,
Deception.
actually. Deception. Yeah.
Can I use stealth?
Nope.
No.
Not unless you want to. If you're not following their lead, you try to enter in a different way, then yes, you could.
Oh, well, I'll roll for deception.
Oh.
Yes! Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Manasa.
He just melds into the role.
Wow, that's not being the one that feels it.
Of course.
Manasa, you try to cover it. Here's the issue, and I love that this could be the perfect role play. So you're walking through, and then you make that mention, and then the freaking robot points down, and you realize that you don't have that blue shirt on. You were dressed like a worker the day before, and you put the pants on, and you got the hat. You forgot to put the shirt on. And then you go laundry, and then they shrug their shoulders because your edge point does work.
Nice.
My snakes brush sweat off of her brow.
It's poison. It's not sweat. It's just poison. It's dripping down. And then Judas.
Hi.
And another edge point being used. You guys have made your way through this first obstacle. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that, but I got another one up here. Cool. Oh, I know why I did that, because I got that up there. I'm going to remove that you guys have to cover identity is gone. Yeah. Or individual are gone. You've only got those 4 edge points for those specific things. The passing of this puts you guys to 16 awareness points, finally getting in like you're supposed to be here. Now you are inside. And I'm going to tell you the next obstacle that lays before you. These are going to probably be over the course of 10 minutes now because you are in the heat of it. You're in the Devil's Lair, right? Do I have a factory-y sounding one? I think I know one I can use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I know one I can use. Let me manage audio. Tracks.
Oompa loompa
That one,
doompity.
Here. Okay. Add to game. Let me see if it popped up. I have one perfect for it. Yeah, this is perfect. So.
Daddy, I want a squirrel.
Yeah.
This one's called Absolution inside the giant machine. This is perfect. I know it because I've used it in another game before, and it just sounds like you're inside like a factory and shit. Especially when you start hearing like the cogs going. A factory is staffed with hard-working undead dwarves with manes of hair that appear as if they were pure fire. I told you about them already, but now you can see that they are working diligently on the factory floor. Their skin is ashen, their eyes are sunken. Avoiding their attention will require moving quickly across or even above the factory floor. And if you guys can scale walls with the climb speed or not. Or even engineering timely accidents to distract any observers to your presence. This is another individual activity. Meaning that you need each. See here, you hear the machines? Isn't that crazy? Little like working horns is perfect. To succeed at this, you all need to succeed at least once by yourselves. Again, if you succeed in advance, you can help somebody else by giving them the follow the expert. For example, Manasa, had you succeeded in that deception check, you could have given Riptar the follow the expert, and they would have gotten a much higher bonus on their deception check. Of course, they rolled a natural 20, so it was irrelevant, but that's something to think about. To overcome this, based on the checks I've given you, acrobatics, stealth, athletics, crafting, thievery, things like that. You role play for me, you tell me what you're doing. As everyone followed Manasa's lead from the disguises you made literally yesterday, what do you do today, here, now, in this maze of machinery?
It's a very good question.
Let's see here. They're just moving around in front of us, right? They don't pay us any attention.
Guys,
They may.
I think I know the password to this. I was able to decipher that robot thing yesterday, dudes and dudettes.
Okay. Be my
I probably
guess.
roll crafting for myself because I can't have a climb speed.
Well,
Hey,
see,
don't be mechanical about it. What would your character do in this situation? You were all together. You couldn't split up. But now you need to get through this obstacle, either as a group or individual. It's an individual technically. Oh, we got a freeze warning in my state. What is the temperature?
What?
It just popped up. I got a freeze warning
Oh,
in
okay.
my
Winter
area.
stuff.
That means like you have to like drain pipes and open up cabinets.
Oh,
'Cause
King
our pipes could burst. Oh Jesus!
In Texas.
Grugus would probably just, mosey on over and push any robot aside. Just get to the next door.
Coward.
So you're gonna strong arm your way through. I'm assuming that means athletics.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like,
I'll allow this.
it's like, yeah, get out of my way. I got business.
Well, I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to skulk.
Oh, he rolled low. Does he roll again?
Find out when he doesn't roll again.
It is a 6. My lucky number is a 7.
If we all don't pass this, we're gonna get 1.
Yeah. So, let's go for it.
Nice.
Jeez.
Down to one more hero point.
That would have been a critical success, but because DCs have been increased by 1, that is just a normal success. And because you're the first one to do this, I want you to do me a favor and roll me a perception check.
I see everything.
As you're moving through, just pushing your way through, some of the guys are growling at you and shit, but you kind of like making your way here. It's a little smoky, but they don't seem to question you at all. You kind of just make your way in and around. You notice that some of the crates on the factory floor are already labeled for shipment, and in that brief of a moment, you maybe even could glance and read 1 or 2 of them. This is another way to gain information of where it's going to if you didn't get it from before. They're going to a place called the Twilight Castrum in Yelt.
Oh, wait. I gotta write that down. Type it. Twilight
You
something.
should have already gotten this before.
That was from last time.
That's for the 4th hack.
Yeah, that's from
Yeah,
last
we're the 4th hack side because there's 4 chapters.
Twilight Castrum in Yelt. And
Gotcha.
you asked the person, and they were like, "What is that?" And he goes, "Oh, that's the necromancy school in the capital of the city. You have succeeded and earned an infiltration point. Who is next in this maze
I'll
of
do
machinery?"
it. I shall skulk and sneak as I am the sneak.
Sneaky weaky. You're going to take advantage of Grugus's distractions of pushing people around and skulk to the corners when their attention turns the other way.
Nice.
Not bad. It's a 7.
I know you don't have anything.
He cannot hero point it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, that is a failure. As you go to sneak through, you happen to bump into like one or two people. They look at you and they're kind of like studying you a little bit, seeing your outfit, not really questioning. But you've taken attention. You've earned the attention, meaning that you didn't get by like you wanted to. You only had 2 people left in this round.
I'll follow Wilkes' lead and do athletics.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't want to do crafting.
I think I trust my athletics.
I trust it too.
Brains and brawn. Let's go.
Bronze and bronze. Gotcha.
Hang 10, broski.
Yeah. Make way, make way.
Okay.
I'm walking here.
Manasa's the only one left.
Alright, Manasa's gonna get a dolly and put some crates on it and just wander through like. And Carol Thievery?
That would be more like blending in would be deception. You could definitely try. The DC may be a little harder here because no one else is moving boxes around. Thievery would be closer to you finagling with the machinery to kind of create distractions or make something break it and slip away so the people will like have to come over and fix it, and then one of the areas is more open. Crafting is the other way to do it too.
I like the making a distraction.
You do? Okay, you've unlocked an opportunity.
Oh, oops.
What do you mean, oops?
I mean, yeah.
So inside of Necrosi's factory is a massive, fast-moving machinery. Smoke and steam. Someone who understands machinery could potentially sabotage the assembly lines to create a distraction. So, any one of you can, this is before you do obstacle, so to overcome getting through the maze of machineries. This is something that you can do in addition to. You wanted to. So be a crafting or thievery check, which could do things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to flash back when I disabled that trap in the underground area and be like, I know how to break something.
So you want to take up this opportunity?
I would love to, yeah.
Crafting or thievery?
Thievery. As, okay. What I want to say happens? Okay, like, some, like, bird or some shit, like, flies onto a rafter up above. And Manasa's like, And so she, like, stares at the bird, turns it to stone, and the bird, like, drops off the ceiling and just lands in some machinery.
Nice.
That is a success, as far as you're aware. Oh, I should have rolled that. Oh, no, this is opportunity. I thought that it would be a secret one, but it's not. Okay. I think it should have been, but I'm not going to look it now.
Is that a critical, right, or no?
You all gain a edge point that can only be used while within the factory.
Nice.
It's a minor distraction of some sort that may, edge points can be used if you fail or critically fail.
Mm-hmm. Riptide, cough, cough.
Yes, cough, cough, wheeze, wheeze, nudge, nudge.
Mm-hmm.
So, Vanessa passed that one?
That was the opportunity. So now, she gets to then go through the maze. She's got to face the obstacle.
I will continue with the thievery. Alright, well, good thing I just...
You get to use yours, right?
Yes.
So you set up this distraction, the thing falls, and you're going to try to use that opportunity to move away, and it begins to grind up, and you can hear the sounds of it, and a pipe bursts nearby, and you take a little bit of damage.
Oh.
Yes.
You only take 3 fire damage. Hisses in your face.
I hiss back.
Okay.
Alright, so you know what happens. Everyone's kind of getting through this factory, no problem, but Riptar is standing back like with 2 of these guys. Your awareness points go up to 17. We're in another round. Someone could go back and give him the aid for something. I say aid, but it's that opportunity. And it's even here too. It's even called Smooth the Path. And it's you can give someone to follow the expert. Like for example, it may be a lesser of a role, but someone could go back and help you get forced through using athletics. But if you want to try your own role again, you can. It depends. What do you guys want to do?
If I use athletics,
We could aid him by forcing them through using athletics. So that means his athletics would go up, or any of his rolls?
It would become 6 plus 4. I think that's what it is. Let me look at follow the expert. 2E follow the expert. Your ally can add level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill. Additionally, you get a circumstance bonus to the skill check if they're experts or 2. So they get added 8 to their athletics instead of what it would have been.
I say we let Riptide handle this one.
Yeah, Riptide.
He'd be mad at us if we helped him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay.
So, if you guys want to see, they wouldn't be able to help you immediately, but you can let Riptide go first, or you guys can go ahead and start moving towards the next objective as well. Because they're like, you guys are on like a time crunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll catch up. He's a big
Yeah,
boy.
okay, yeah, he got it. We trust him. We paid him to.
So who wants to go next? Oh, let me tell you the next objective.
Uh-oh.
First and foremost, one of you and only one of you get to roll this check. Usually you let Riptar do it, but I want someone to roll for me a perception check going into the next round.
Oh,
Me. I volunteer as tribute.
Okay,
Benjamin.
that is.
Does it keep that shitty roll or not?
That's a very good question.
How many hero points do you have left?
I got one more hero point, and I'm keeping it.
Okay.
You are?
Yep, keeping.
Whatever opportunity you could have just seen, you miss.
It was never there to begin with.
Yeah, what are you
That's
talking about?
correct.
What opportunity? Huh?
Oh, that would have been a really good one.
Mm-hmm, sure,
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, all right. We move on to the next obstacle. It's good because that opportunity could give you successes for this next obstacle specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Guarded balcony. You guys get through the factory and find a set of stairs that lead up to the next floor. And you mentioned that she has an office on the second floor. So you're going up the stairs and you get to an area where, and I'll even draw it a little bit so you guys can see. This is going to be in yellow over here to your left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that there is this like room here. You pass right by it, but you don't know there's a door. There's a set of stairs that go up next to it to a balcony that actually overlooks the entire factory floor. That balcony's got several rooms that, like offices, like a normal office, right? This area right here has got a lot of like machinery and things in it. And you guys are up here and you're at this little circle, and when you look around the corner to see, there's this thing. So the factory's upper balcony is patrolled by a rather unique-looking creature that resembles a bronze statue in the shape of a minotaur.
Oh.
Sneaking around the construct could prove to be difficult, although those familiar with this fiendish nature could also know more about it to easily distract it, and it is definitely like patrolling, looking out occasionally to the south, going back. It is patrolling the upper floor.
Alright.
That is the next obstacle, and technically you guys can make progress to it. Now, this is not an individual activity. This is a group activity. You only need 3 to succeed. So if all of you succeeded this, you would be immediately on the final stage.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, so do we get any hints, or we just have to just get past them?
You like climb up to avoid its notice.
If there's, climb up. If you had a climb speed, yes, you could scale the metal walls, but you could kind of go up if you wanted to and come around. But you still got to come back down to the balcony to open the doors and get into the offices, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, athletics could be used in situations like as it's coming by, you hang off the thing again. It's not going to notice you, and then when it passes, you scale a little bit. Deception could be used here, obviously, to make distractions. Sneaking obviously works. Could be difficult though. Thievery is sleight of hand in a way. The DCs are varied. There's also a religion check that can be made because of the type of nature of this creature. You guys can be creative here. The idea of this is not mechanical. It's not supposed to be a mechanical aspect. It's supposed to be a role play element. You tell me what your characters would do to get over this.
Gotcha.
I'll probably just.
I feel like pushing it out the way is not the best option.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna recall knowledge just to know what it is and tell my allies what they are, what it is, and how to get away from it. Would that work?
It's not a recall knowledge. It's not anything like that.
Oh.
Okay.
You have to. If you could do this, but it would be religion.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
I'll do that. Let me try. Get those battle rolls out.
All right. So our
Are you
first.
roll that?
No.
Oh, he loves his low rolls. He's saving it. He doesn't care about the extra rounds and the awareness points and failing. And
Wait. Does this count as my round or no?
This would be your round. Yeah.
This is my round. Okay, wait. Would I get a point if I pass this?
A point if you pass this, you would get an infiltration point for the group. Yes.
Oh.
That'd be your last hero point.
Oh yeah, then yeah, of course we'll reroll that. I thought I was just observing and.
You didn't reroll the last check when it mattered.
No, because I just walked in. I thought it was just like
Check.
There.
Perception check is very important, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a walk-in free
Use
action.
it here and not anything else coming up.
Well, if I pass this, I get a infiltration point.
Yeah, we all need a pass, basically.
So then, yeah, I'll do it.
Nice.
In this briefest of moments, you identify this thing as a creature called a Zmican effigy. It's kind of what it looks like here.
Oh, okay, not at all what I thought it would look like.
The bronze statue looks like a minotaur. What the hell did you think it looked like? It's
More-
a construct, but instead of imbued with arcane energy, it's imbued with fiendish energy.
That's not a
Which is why the religion
minotaur.
mattered.
The face is a human. It's not a cow.
It's not always a cow. It's just a horned creature.
Yeah, it's
It
more
can
like
be the
a
other way around.
satyr, or what do you call those
Remember,
dancing goats?
It can go either direction. Like, it could be a minotaur. I mean, either way, it doesn't always have to be a face of a boar. It's literally a bull man, in a way, or a minotaur. And that's not hoof, though. A lot of minotaurs are known to have like a centaur kind of body, but in this case, it's more minotaur. But it's just a statue of one. So it's not like this is an actual minotaur. It resembles a minotaur.
Gotcha. Okay, I tell that to the party.
And that you kind of know. It's not a recall knowledge, so that you know.
Mhm.
What this is you know about it, and this thing, it being a construct, likely has senses beyond the need of just sight. So even making like slip ups on sneaking nearby could alert it to your presence. But that gives your group enough knowledge to know that you gain 1 point of your 3.
Nice.
Okay.
This thing is very sensitive to noise in the area. Sneaking past is going to be pretty hard.
With that, you're able to go and open the first door and quickly take a peek inside. You see a nice office, roomy in a way, 20 feet by 20 feet. There's a door likely leads to a closet. These large glass, definitely old. You can see it's a little bit opaque. That leads out to the streets beyond. A little bit of dim light coming through from the cloudy area, blending in. You don't see anyone in here, nor evidence that anyone even works in this office. You eliminate one of them. That one objective. Your group moves up a little bit further. What you guys do next?
Well, hearing that Riptar or Grilga said, "Don't sneak by," I'm probably gonna try to maneuver my way through using athletics.
It's not maneuver your way through. That would be like you're going to get up there and use your strength in some way to bypass it. Again, hang off the edge or
Probably hang
I
off
don't
the edge.
think.
Hang off the edge, like of the railings, just be like, making sure that it doesn't see me or sense me. Does that work?
Yeah, I mean, athletics is there.
All right.
You're not going to like this though.
Fingers crossed.
There you go. 28.
All right. You move on a little bit further, and you get to a point where this thing, you can tell, is about to come back in your direction. And in that briefest of moments, you help hoist your friends up into like this little area. It's like a flat. Some offices have it where there's like an area where it kind of works like an attic space, but it's open air, where people like will store like beds and shit in certain companies. And you quickly hoist your allies up in there to hide as it passes over, looks around a bit, turns back around and begins its patrol again. But you didn't get a chance to check another door, but you're now 2 in. All we have left in this round, Riptar and Nasa.
Let's look at this. Now, am I still stuck in the part with the whole, I failed my
Oh yeah,
shield?
you're still down on the factory floor.
Okay, I'm like, can I attempt to sneak again? Or
I mean,
is
that's
it
you can do other checks too, but yeah, I mean, that's probably your best one.
Yep. Let's try this again.
That's gonna be awful if you get critical failure here. Okay.
Nice.
Good job.
Okay, that's a success. You have made it past the last objective, and you're on the next one. Your group is a little bit further ahead than you. Normal. You're at the stairs. You're heading up those stairs now. You got one person left before our awareness points increases.
Manasa.
Alright, can Manasa, like, slide up to, like, a door's locked. She slides up to one of the doors as things coming out. She takes out her kit.
Absolutely. I think that's why they meant theory. Like, to unlock a door real quick that's usually locked. To quickly get usher everyone inside and shut it softly before the guy comes back through. Yeah, you can do that.
Right, so she pulls down her veil, and all her snakes have, like, lockpicks in their mouths. And she's like, let's get it.
Ooh, girl, you better hero point that.
Right. I'm using my last hero.
You got this. Come on.
Dang.
What? What the hell? Oh, wait.
What? Is it typed in wrong?
Wait, what?
I get a +1 for my key making tool.
No, you're not technically picking a lock key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in that aspect. Even then, it wouldn't matter. That was a failure still.
This
Because
door's impossible.
if the DC was 20, which you would have gotten, remember the DCs have been increased by 1 because you guys have, like, things are more alert. You didn't critically fail, but that also means that your group gains an awareness point.
I'm ashamed,
Guys.
You guys are 18.
Alright. We gotta make this in, guys, before we lose respect. Come on, guys.
Yes. I have.
Please, let me roll again. Please, I
I
beg
mean,
you.
we gotta let Manasa do it again.
Yeah, if you have 0 points, yes.
I can get it.
Prove us wrong.
Manasa.
It's-
As another failure, you do not earn anything for your group.
Alright.
I'm gonna come on. Goodbye.
Riptar,
Yes,
do you wanna help?
of course. What is the situation since I just arrived?
Oh, this big thing called a.
Minotaur.
Well, yeah, it's not. Well, we're going to call it Minotaur. Crafted Minotaur can sense with other senses, and it's pretty hard to sneak past.
Oh, you guys also lost out on the Aeon Stone. Oh, I didn't realize it also gave a reward. Oh.
So, if you can find a way to get in one of the doors, that'll be very helpful.
Let's see.
Oh, technically, hold on. Back up.
Hmm.
Back up. You have edge points that you could use
Oh.
on your failure Manasa for a distraction. Giving you a chance to breathe and try again, like kind of thing. Remember the edge points for you can use within a factory? Oh, you've already used yours. Never mind.
Yeah, my other
Okay.
failure.
Oh, no.
So, but everybody else can use it, right?
Yeah, but no one else has failed so far, just her.
Well,
We got
let's see
Riptar.
if Riptar fails his.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Alright, well, I will attempt to. Let's see.
I'll give you a
Stealthing
raise
is
if you can
by the
get
way,
this.
It will tell you don't stealth. It will sense you.
Okay, so I won't stealth.
Alright.
I think anything I can do acrobatic.
Good stealth. It's
It's just
hard
harder.
DC.
Yeah, it's the hardest
Harder.
one.
I'll try my hand at it. What's the worst that can happen?
You fail.
You fail if you get yeah.
He can use his thing, right? Edge point.
You can use the thing, edge watch.
Edge point.
Here is the objective here. Opportunity. Here it is. Yeah. So the bird finally gets grinded into pieces and shoots a couple of shrapnel in different locations. You take 8 fire damage, Riptar. The statue hears this, looks over the railing, not even looking in your direction. As you move up to the next door, you get to open it very quickly. You have succeeded with a group objective of 3 that you needed for this. You only needed 3 successes, and we move on to the last phase.
I almost had it.
Oh wow.
Almost had it.
Well,
Don't have that one. You don't have that one. Here we go. Now that you have overcome all 3 obstacles in this objective, you reach Necrosia's office. You can certainly hear that someone is inside. And an occasional cackle leads you to believe that the hag, or someone in particular laugh like that, is inside at this doorway. You only got a few brief moments to be able to open it before the attention that this effigy has turns in your direction and begins to patrol. What do you do?
Hunt prey.
See you
The
guys
sound.
next week.
Bust out my sword and shield and let's go in.
Take out my bow and hunt prey the hag.
Yep.
Okay, both hunters have hunted prey. This laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone starts drawing their weapons. Grogus, I have you leading the pack currently.
Okay.
You want to open the door with a hand off your weapon?
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Someone's got to open the door. How are you going to get inside the office?
Manasa.
You want Manasa to lead the way in?
She has free hands, yes.
She does, but she's also at 35 health.
She's at 35. Oh, okay. I thought we got okay. I was gonna say Judas because he has the shield.
No, Grogus. It's okay. I have no concern for my life.
Riptar should lead the pack. He has full health.
Yes, I should lead the pack.
And then just go back.
We also require him to take one of his hands off his weapon too.
Well, he has a crossbow. It's one hand, right?
No, it's two.
No, it's hand crossbow. Crossbow is different. Crossbow's two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Riptar did make the check. He could go in.
Sure. I put on this shield. I raise my shield.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Could I stealth into the room or something?
Well, based on what you saw in the last office, the desk has the chair facing the door. Literally, if the door opens, you're going to be in the viewpoint of anyone that's in that office, looking straight at them.
Yeah, I really didn't think that was going to work. So.
Now she's looking dramatically out the window with her hands behind her back.
Yeah. Oh, here is my kingdom. Kingdom come.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
And plus, don't forget, you have better saves at the hag spells.
And what's your point?
Point is, I think you're the best option.
I think you're just saying that because you don't want to put down your weapon.
he hugs his sword. What makes you say that?
You are right. He is.
You can't take one turn to pick up your weapon again.
The thing is Grogus can still attack with a one-handed weapon.
But I don't want to.
I can only say I'm going to open the door in so many ways before.
Riptar, just open the door.
I'll do it.
What's happening? I said I'll do it. I said I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, good.
All right, this is what happens. The rust hag that you see before you is cleaning what looks to be some sort of blunderbuss with her feet up on the desk. The moment that the door opens and you take that first step inside Manasa, or open it, you're ready to lead the way. You can see she is shocked. She's already aware shit's going on. You do not look like her typical people. There wasn't even a knock. You don't really know the process of when people come to visit her. Stuff you probably could have earned if you met with the supervisor. That's what would have happened. You would have noticed with a perception check that a couple of people were talking to what you'd imagine is the leader. He looks very pissed being here. Either way, she immediately, in the briefest of moments, super quick for her, she grabs that blunderbuss, jumps up and backwards, crashing through the window, and landed on the street 30 feet below. She immediately gains one awareness point. And from here on out, the infiltration cannot fail, but your awareness points at the end is important as you try to flee town. It's obvious that Decrosia doesn't care who you are or why you've come here. She appears determined to keep her position in Peked as high as it is. She sustained some damage on the fall, but it seems to only enrage her further. Let me move you guys over to a map.
We just scared a hag out the window.
How are we going to get out
I don't need to
Oh
beat
my
this
God.
guy when the Minotaur is right next to us.
Alright, Girl Gas. Alright, Riptide, you got the Minotaur. We'll get the rest. Bye. Let's go.
What?
Let me show you the art for Decrosia.
Yay.
Crosia, sorry.
Oh.
Oh my God. I
She's
like
shorter
her.
than I would have expected.
Yeah, I thought she was taller. All right. Huh.
So are they
Taller.
all sisters or no? They're not related.
Sisters as far as coven goes, like sisters in an orphanage kind of thing.
Oh,
You
like
guys
a
see where you
sister,
guys
but
are
not
at?
actual blood
To the
sister.
Yeah.
office and whatnot. This was the one you tried to lockpick, by the way. I had. For each success, it's 3 doors. As you can see, the first one, second one, and then the third one. After this third success, you get it, right? However, she has dived out. She is 30 feet below. You don't even have sight on her. She does take some damage at the start of this fight. And make this fun, because I know it's going to matter for our next week's game. Let's go ahead. Oh, right on Q2, because the music just ended. How about we roll our initiative now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we at the end of the session? I'm gonna hero point for this.
Oh my
It
god.
is. It is the end of session.
Okay, I'll hero point that. Nope. Never mind.
The perfect
Had to
way to
be.
end this session.
It is what it is.
Yep.
So this last phase is called Shootout. That's the name of the encounter. Because guess what's going to happen?
Having a shootout.
That'll be a shootout.
She'll be fighting you in the streets of Decrosia or of Faked, not within the factory.
This isn't Outlaws of Alkenstar. We're not having a shootout. Come on.
I mean, her first action was to jump out the window, so...
I mean, that's so badass, though. Oh my god.
So does she get a whole turn? Still?
Technically, it was a round for that, and her last action would be to stand up. She had to grab her weapon, and she dove out the window, like jumped at the window, and then she's going to stand up. She is 30 feet down, outside. I know you can see her currently, but this is 30 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
You could also move up to the window, then spin an action to leap out, which would be your second action, and then your third would be to stand up as well, but you'll be prone down there, 18 damage taking you as well.
18 damage?
No, 15. It's half
15,
the
yeah, 15.
No, I can't take any more damage.
Maybe we should...
Well, I guess you could stay up here,
Yeah.
as there's enough noise that this thing definitely starts to turn in your direction.
Can I shield block the land damage, the fall damage? With
Oh, it's good strike.
The ground stroked at me.
Well, looks like somebody's not coming down anytime soon.
Oh, it's cool. He's going to stay up here and fight this freaking thing.
Yeah, block it for our Rip Tower,
Yeah,
I have certain
yeah, let me just fight
control,
this solo.
yeah.
I can literally one that thing. I can kite this thing out.
Hey, if you guys can zoom out and get a scope of how big this fight is.
Oh, could you mark her as Hunted Prey for both of us?
I don't need to. You both have, and I don't think you're changing that, so there's no reason.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a big map.
I just make sure I remember. Let's see, purple, just in case. Does the heart on
It's just
me
in the streets.
do anything? There we go.
Is the what?
There was a heart on me. Don't know if that mattered.
Yeah, that's Manasa's battle medicine. It hasn't been 24 hours yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll put it back
I
on.
did that yesterday.
Yeah, didn't you do that yesterday?
You did do it yesterday, late in the evening.
Oh, can you battle us and all of us again before we all? Please.
Oh, I mean, like it's got to be 24 hours. It's not every time you rest. It's
Mhm.
one day, and one day
What's
is
that?
24 hours. It hasn't been 24 hours yet.
Oh, it hasn't.
No.
You have a battle medicine.
Manasa's only battle medicine one person, and there's technically several battle medicines your group has. But do you want to spend the actions to do that, or go into this fight now?
I mean, she did save my life, so I could have died, or at least went down. So yeah, kind of worth it. But other than that, yeah, good session.
Yeah, this was a lot.
Sean, do you have any questions to Trevor? before
I
you-
have a battle.
No, I do not.
One of us is gonna make it.
Not even about your.
Nope, no questions.
Really, none.
No,
Not a single one.
nope.